right, everybody. How's it going? Gosh, it's been a little while. It was hard to record the other day, RJ. It had been a little while, but it's been even longer since we've done one of these. Too long. Too long.
Yes, absolutely too long. So much of the playoffs has happened. We're in the cup finals already.
I know. It happened. The third round blew by. Uh, you
It
know,
really did. It went fast.
thanks, Oilers. Uh,
Yeah.
but it should be good. Did you have like any insane takeaway from game one other than I just called everything earlier that day, so we didn't really need to watch.
Well, it seems like that's been the takeaway for a lot of the playoffs, except your Oilers pick in the third round. But yeah, I mean, my number one takeaway was that the Lightning can hang with the Avs. That was the
Hmm.
question, I think. And although they didn't win game one, I feel a lot more confident about how they played than after game one in their Toronto or Rangers series.
Yes.
So I think things still bode well for them tonight.
I agree. I could see this being one where at the end of four we're tied up, like whether it's a split in each location or what. But this just kind of screams that it's gonna gotta go the distance to be decided. I think, and I'm not just saying that because of the overtime, but they match up really well, and as
Yeah,
long
it's an
as
even matchup. It really is.
yeah, and as long as Vasilevsky is he's not totally shaky, right? Like this isn't the collapse that I've been calling, but as long as he can let one or two by him that maybe he would normally have, or at least we've gotten used to him having, then Kemper's right there and can hang with him. That's what that first game
Yeah.
taught me too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Vasilevsky had a pretty shaky start to game one, really solidified
Hmm.
things as the game went on. But, if he is his normal self from puck drop, it could be a very different game. And you're looking at a different series, too. We'll see how the first 10 minutes go. John Cooper kind of pointed that out in the interviews today. He said, weathering that storm in the first 10 minutes is going to be really important. And Vasilevsky is going to be the most important part of that.
Yeah, I mean, look, all playoffs for the Lightning, right? They've had questions in early on in or games early in the series. We talked about that. They're all about making those adjustments and coming back. So it'll be interesting to see how they try to approach this. Like if I'm them, I'd consider trying to just like totally slow this game down, just like grind it out just for like 10 minutes and then get going. Like just see if you can throw the abs. Like you're not going to be able to keep them down for a long time, but just see if you can control pace of play for a little while at the beginning and then see if that gives you an edge, for the rest of the first.
Yeah, I mean that's the most important message you can send is that hey, we can slow you down. You're not just going to come out swinging because that's exactly what the Avs love to do. They
Yeah.
love to just pour the offense on in the first 5-10 minutes, see if they can go up 1-0, 2-0, and if you can just get ahead of that, then you've kind of sent a message for the rest of the game.
Exactly. So, looking over at chat, lots of familiar names and avatar faces. Love to see it. How's it going, Ty? Here we go. Yes, obviously Ty, Michael. Everybody's excited for the Avs. Brian with the go Avs go. Um, Striatic, let's go. Future Kraken captain Yanni Gord's old pals in Tampa. That's right. Got to get that one
Yep.
in there. And reading ID down there. How's it going?
Hey,
Trying to
nice.
hide, but also giving yourself away. So, um, all right. So Ty asked, what changes do you think will be made? I mean, I haven't checked. I don't think any lineup changes or anything have been made.
Just one, I think, for the Avs. Cogliano is in for Obey Kubel, but just a
Yes.
bottom six kind of move.
Yeah, that being said, I'm happy to see Cogliano back and playing in a Stanley Cup
Yep.
final. Like I've been a big fan of his for a long time, so glad that
Oh,
he's
for sure.
able to gut through the injury. I highly doubt that he's back at 100%, given he
No,
couldn't
no,
shake
nobody
hands a
is
week
this time of
ago.
year.
I know, couldn't even shake the Oilers' hands. But yeah, no, I think as far as changes, like I said, I would try to control pace of play if I'm the Lightning just for a little while. I don't think you could ever get away with doing that for a full game.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, the Lightning just have to try to get more physical with them, and you just gotta bang around Kale McCarr, and that's the way you're gonna get their head. Like that's stupid. I'm not gonna say that. Uh, I don't. I just think if you're the Lightning, you just try to play better. Like that's it.
Yep. I mean, that kind of comes down to what Cooper was saying. He's like, we're not making any
Yeah.
lineup changes. We're just gonna play better.
Yeah.
And again, it feels like this is after almost every game won. That's
Hmm.
kind of what they have to like. Well, yeah, that wasn't us. We're just
Yeah.
gonna go out there, play better, and once we do, we'll be fine.
Exactly. Um, let's see. Quick question, RJ, because
Yeah.
you know how we do this. Everybody, we don't plan things ahead. So, do you want like one of us to take YouTube, the other one kind of keeping an eye on the playoff chat on Discord? That's what I
Yeah,
was
let's do
thinking.
that.
I meant to say that before, but everything else
Yeah,
happened.
let's do that.
All right, sounds
Uh,
good.
all right, see, which one do you want, Dylan?
I was gonna
You
say I
get
got
first try.
YouTube here because I'm doing the stream, so
Yeah,
it's
no, I
probably
figured
easier.
that's the best way to go. So I will keep an eye on the Discord chat.
Okay.
And again, thank you to everyone who's in here who's joined the Discord.
Yeah.
It's been super fun since we've launched it. Just great to have that kind of forum to talk Kraken hockey, NHL hockey, all this fun stuff. It's just been great.
Get out of here, Ty. Discord working better than I thought. Come on, you've been around this community long enough to know everybody's gonna show up and have a good time and make it work. But it is no, that's it. Discord has been the ultimate kind of example of how great this community is because it's something that has to be driven by the community. Like, yes, you and I could sit there, RJ, posting all day on the Discord, but that would be like weird, uh, and not really what it's there for. So yes, the fact that it's been so successful and everybody's had such a good time, and that we've had to add additional channels because people are bringing up or not, yeah, channels. I still the
Yep,
terminology gets me. Add additional channels just because people are bringing up even more topics than we anticipated has been awesome. So yes, big shout out and round of applause to everybody who's been a part of that. I know I think everybody basically here has been on there. So yeah, it's been like a cool, like I said, it's the ultimate example of how great the community's been. Uh, oh, Hunter, here we go. RJ got the
uh-huh.
got our poems back. I've missed these. Roses are red, violets are blue. Johnny Gaudreau's a future Kraken, and you know it too. That's I.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm
They're gonna try.
Hunter. I feel like you would definitely have read the article I just put out about should the Kraken sign Forsberg or Gaudreau. Interested in your thoughts on that. You're always asking those kind of questions, those roster construction type questions, whether you think that's a good idea or not. I kind of made my thoughts clear in the article, but yeah, we'll see if they do it.
Yeah, I mean, we all know where RJ stands on most things, and that's just the position of a fuddy-duddy. So, it's either that
Yeah,
or grumpy old man, but I feel like you're more of the other these days. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it would be a bad thing. We're gonna have to do a debate video as free agency gets closer about this.
for
Obviously,
sure.
you and I are more on the differing sides of this. But I will say I think that there are times where those big free agent deals are worth it for those first couple years where the player is still worth it. And I think, you got to capitalize on your window when it's there. Are the Kraken there? That's where things get a little more complicated. Um, let's see what else is going on here. Lots of stuff in the comments. Uh, let's see. Striatic. If I ever had a day with the cup, I'd sit it on a skateboard with a collar and leash and pull it around like it was a little puppy. Okay. Interesting to
Lots
know.
of stuff's been done with the Stanley Cup on those days. I
Interesting to
think
know
that one might
about
be a
you,
first.
Striatic. And then now this next one's in quotes. Then I'd give it scritches under the bowl and say, "Who's the prettiest trophy in professional sports? You are. Yes, you are." Now, the fact that that's in quotes, is this what somebody said? Like, did I miss something? Did like Victor Hedman just decide like, "Hey, I've done this so many times now. This is what I'm doing." Let me know. Or
Yeah,
is
no,
this just
we got to figure out the quotes thing.
is this just the brainchild of you, Striatic? Let me know. But I think that would be cool. That sounds like a mid '90s album cover, actually. Just like a guy in a hockey jersey, a hockey sweater that's too big, walking the Stanley Cup on a skateboard. Like, tell me that isn't, a mid '90s album.
Oh,
Like, it
totally.
has to be out there somewhere. I could see Yager having done that at some point,
Mm-hmm.
just posing for a
Yep.
picture in like Sports Illustrated, back when that was a thing.
Oh,
Um,
definitely.
Tie. It's constant. I didn't expect it to be involved all the time. Figured it would be more game specific. Super stoked. Need a red glare channel to do the fun stuff. Talking about the Discord. Yeah, no, it's been really great. Every day people are on there. It's been totally awesome. As the puck just dropped for me,
Yep.
1955 in the game. Let's go.
At 1925. Get with it, Dylan.
Yeah, all right. I'm using YouTube TV this time instead of just Espen Plus. So we'll see if
Okay,
that's
well
what
that's
makes the
that gotta
difference or
explain it
not.
then.
I can always
It's all right.
switch
I
later
can
on.
have one game here that where I'm ahead. Oh boy.
Oh, already getting a goal.
Lightning turnover down low. No, 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 not a goal, but some good chances there. As Killorn turned it over behind the goal line. You know, Killorn's playing really well today.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, oh my gosh, how much money is Valerie Nichushkin gonna get? RJ, it's gonna be so much money.
Yeah,
Deserves it.
as it should be. He's gonna get. I mean, look at that forecheck from
Yeah,
Nichushkin. Almost had the goal himself.
I know.
He's gonna get a lot of money.
He's been
Maybe
on
from
fire.
Seattle.
I know. Well, we'll definitely talk about that. And I said it on the Discord while we were setting up the stream, everybody. But we'll talk. I see there's like some stuff about the free agency thing. We'll talk about all that during the intermissions. Like I figure we can just kind of
Hmm.
treat the
Oh yeah,
intermissions as
totally.
Q&A time. So we'll
Yep.
stick to the game while it's on and relevant
Yep.
comments, and then save the rest for then. Just
Yep.
throwing that out there. Do want to give the shout out to Sergeant Pickles. Hey, hey, how's it going, Sergeant Pickles? Hello, everyone. I'm here to be shamed because this is my first game I've watched since the second round. Shame,
Oh,
shame, shame, shame.
I mean, here's the. Yep.
Just teasing.
Shame.
There you
Shame for
go.
missing game one of Avs Oilers and then the Rangers Lightning series.
Yeah.
But not any more of the Avs Oilers series.
Nope. All right. Power play time. Colorado. Let's
So
see
Dylan,
what they
how's
got.
this for dictating play, shutting things down?
Yeah, that's not what I had in mind. That being said, maybe you're throwing them. Maybe they anticipated, hey, we're going to have to be aggressive 5-on-5, really, skate our butts off, do all that stuff. So you know what you do? You give them a power play. Be like, no.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, it does slow the game down. Just saying.
No, it does. If you can kill it off, I mean, it's kind of this, risk reward type of thing, but it can throw off teams' momentum if you can kill it off an early power play. And given the way that power plays tend to even out,
Yeah.
it might even be better to get your opportunities later in the game.
Yes.
But Avs look like they had some pretty good puck movement so far.
Yeah, I was gonna
Looking
say. I
dangerous
don't know.
as always.
I don't know that I'd want to do it against this Avs team, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
All right, I got a minute 30 left.
Hey, we
in
got
the
our
power
first. We
play.
got our first comment on the playoff chat from the Discord here. Every time Nichushkin goes on the forecheck, Ron Francis adds another 500K to his free agency offer.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yep.
I mean, if we were saying you could try to do a short term deal with, Forsberg at like 11 or 12 or something, just do short term deal at 9 for him.
I look at these top free agents, and we'll get to it at intermission, but I can't imagine many of these guys signing short-term deals because why would you?
Yeah, I know it doesn't make sense for them.
All right,
All
so they
right.
killed off the first minute and a half.
Yeah, I was gonna say the power plays not looked great, so I think the strategy and the plan is working. If you're Tampa, slow down the game, do this.
Just got to get through these last 10 seconds. Always dangerous, though, as the Avs are set up again.
Yeah, I gotta.
And yep, there it is. And guess who it is?
Ah, man, I don't know because I'm 25 seconds behind. I'm switching to Espen Plus.
Yeah, do it. It's the free agent boy. It's Val Nichushkin getting the Avs on the board on the power play under 3 minutes into the game. And this is textbook start for Colorado. Like, if you can convert on this, which they did. Great play working around the puck. I mean, Nichushkin just gets separation from Nick Paul there, jumps in. That split second where Paul doesn't stay with him. The pass from Burakovsky, the other pending UFA.
Right, and
That's just a beautiful play altogether.
It is, and that's exactly what you were talking about, those like dangerous last 10 minutes, because if you're Nick Paul, you're already kind of getting into the mindset of switching to 5-on-5. You've been out there for a minute. They made that change about a minute, so you're a minute into this PK shift, and that's all it takes to get that mental lapse where you just lose track of him. You're not keeping your head on a swivel. You're puck watching for a little bit, and all of a sudden your guy disappears and gets you.
A great little jump there from Nichushkin. That was awesome.
Yeah. Tyron, add to cart, buy now.
I
What if he could? I'm sure
know.
a lot of
Yep.
teams would right now.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
I think they're definitely going to be in the conversation there. He's going to have so much interest. What team can't use a player like that?
I was gonna say I can't wait to see what the John Tortorella led Flyers offer him this offseason.
I know, and all the talk too is that Fletcher's just going to come out swinging
He has
in
to.
the offseason. Yeah, I mean, he has to. He's in that position. But man, the money that's going to get thrown around, it's going to be insane.
I was gonna say let's let the Flyers make the mistakes for us, everybody. That's a good
Yeah,
plan. It's a really good plan.
I know. Agents are licking their chops at two teams, the Kraken and
Mhm.
the Flyers.
Yeah.
Let's hope the Flyers outbid on some of these
Oh
guys.
man, these chances. Tampa's defense can like just not handle this line at all, and they're not getting physical with them. Like I hate to sound
No,
like
they're not.
a John Tortorella type, but why are they just like walking and standing in front of Vasilevsky? Why are they, just able to get to all of these rebounds? What's happening?
Perfect timing as this replay is showing, where the guys Landeskog and Nichushkin
Yeah,
just standing in front of the net.
I know.
I mean, this is, yeah, you don't have to go and body slam somebody, but this is still playoff hockey. You can make some contact with these guys in front of the net. If you don't, you're just going to get beat all night.
Yeah. Um, So talk in chat. I saw someone earlier, but I see Michael here talking about Shushkin Conn Smythe. I mean, if his play continues like this through the final, it could very easily happen. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of is there anyone running away with it, kind of points wise for Colorado?
Maybe I don't know. I haven't really kept track of that kind
So
of
you
thing.
know that everyone kind of looks at the points first.
Yeah, I haven't
And
really.
see, unless there's an obvious guy.
Yeah, I haven't really kept track of that for them. I know through the three previous rounds, Makar was always the guy that kind of stood out to me as like, okay, this is the difference maker for them in a lot of these games. But Nichushkin kind of stepped up in that last series, and he's just been on fire so far to start the final here.
I'm looking at the scoring leaders here. We've got McDavid, Draisaitl, Zibanejad, the top three in the playoffs so far. Going down to Colorado, Cale Makar is their leading point scorer, so I think that's got to give him the inside edge here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if Nichushkin really has an impressive series here, and especially if it goes long.
Yeah, agreed.
Because if the Avs just sweep, then they're going with best player kind of all playoffs.
Yes. I see Sergeant Pickles asking, since when did Nichushkin become an all-star? Yeah, he really went from kind of like defensive analytics, like darling guy to top 6 league average player this year. I see Stratic pointing out that, he's shooting closer to league average this season and all that kind of stuff. That's really all it's been. Like he just decided, oh yeah, I can score now.
Yeah, I mean the finishing ability, was there. It's in a way that it really hadn't been in the past, like remarkably so. I mean, remember that I think it was 18-19 that season with Dallas where he had 0 goals in almost 60 games.
Yes. Very Donskoy of him.
Yep. But when the finishing is there, it makes all the difference.
It really does. That being said, I think also just I don't know. I think things clicked with him, right? Going back to Russia and everything, and then coming back. Obviously, a lot was different, and a lot more of the NHL game clicked with him than it had before. And I just think it's kind of the more natural progression of that. I mean, if you kind of count that really as him joining the NHL, then this kind of falls in line with that 4-year like bump up, because it's been about 4 years since then. So
it really does.
All right, let's see.
So shots 4-0 Colorado. Tampa still hasn't put a puck on net yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen them control the puck in the offensive zone at all.
No, we haven't. I mean, there's the talk of weathering the storm. How much do we change the definition of kind of weathering the storm? What that looks like? If the Lightning can just get past these next, let's say 5 minutes without allowing another goal. Forget a shot on goal, just without allowing another goal. Is that success?
Yeah, probably. Like
weirdly enough, like as terrible as they played.
And again,
can you call that success?
Well, that's the hard problem with it is like this Lightning team just, they're a thing of their own. They're a team of their own. Like if it was anybody else, I'd be like, oh my gosh, completely. And then you have to do XYZ to get back in it potentially and whatever. Or you got to panic and try to like do this adjustment. But with this Lightning team, it's just I'm just kind of like, yeah, you know what? Let in another one before the 10 minutes is up. Like, who cares? You're gonna be fine.
Yeah, it just has very much this feeling of they're gonna be fine if they can just stay within striking distance. Look at this drive from Nick Paul. I had no idea when he was dotted with he was just this big,
Yeah.
that big of a player.
It is one of those things that coaching can really like make a difference with some guy's size, but it really does, right? Like if you're in a
Did
system
he
that
play
lets
that
you
big in
do it.
Ottawa? I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but Tampa would let him. John Cooper's going to look at him and be like, this is how you're going to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, it makes sense.
And that's what I'm saying. Like coaching, there's a lot that goes into coaching that I don't think gets appreciated enough. And that's one of those things. I mean, we'll see guys that are big and not use their size all of a sudden change teams and instantly they're using their size. It's all just about the coaching.
Shows the importance there.
Yes, it does. Let's see. I love the plan celebrating as the puck goes 3 feet above the net tie. Hey, Jeremiah. Hey, guys. How are you doing? Well, I hope. Got my shirt in the mail the other day. Thanks again for being on the show, Sports Beard. Yes. Thanks for having us, Jeremiah. We had a lot of fun doing that. It was a lot of fun. And thanks for supporting us with the shirts. Hope you enjoy it. I'm wearing my Turbo Garage ECH shirt. So everybody knows. Nice. Link in the description below.
Here.
There we go.
You plug the merch. Look at that.
I know. I can't believe it. And I saw earlier.
First TV time out of the game, and we plugged the merch.
I know something's wrong. I saw earlier Brian reminded everybody to like the stream. That is right. As Striatic would say, you got to like the stream so other hockey fans can find it.
Mm-hmm. It really does help other hockey fans find the stream.
It really does. Ty, who's Turbo? Get out of here. He's that big free agent acquisition we're going to have this offseason. I was thinking,
sure gonna feel like it.
Thinking way ahead with this shirt. I mean, that's the way it is. Like, isn't that one of those like weird things that we've heard like coaches say? Certainly in like the NFL, they love to say stuff like that. Like they get somebody back from injury and they'll just love to like put that spin on it. And it's like, yeah, I mean, it's basically like we signed him. Yeah. It's like, no, you got him back.
Yeah, or at the deadline or whatever, you're gonna get a guy back from injury. Well, that's our real deadline acquisition.
Yeah, it's just like, no, that's your way of not doing anything. Always love that one. Hey, there's that guy we were talking about, Gojin, 3rd pick, 2008. That was it 08 or the 09 draft? That was really like my first draft that I followed closely. It was kind of like because of the 08 draft that I started following the drafts closely. So 09 was like the first year I was like super into it. The Tavares, Hedman, Duchesne year.
Yeah.
But 08 always kind of has a special
Stamkos,
place.
Doughty, Bogosian.
Yep. Because that was the one where I was like, oh, because you had Stamkos coming in that year. And he didn't play great, thanks Barry Melrose. But he did all right. And it was exciting anyway. Yep.
Another one.
Leaky, this guy. Josh Manson. I promise he's not playing well, guys. I promise.
Where did was that blocker side? Was that like mid blocker side?
Yeah, it was. I think, was it the Savoy scouting video? I talk about shooting towards the sides like that because it's the hardest place, or maybe the Cooley one. But it is. I mean, that's the hardest spot because you see it, right? Vasilevsky goes down. Guess what's open? Under his arm.
Yeah, exactly. Who pinched there? Who's the D that pinched?
Whoever's playing with.
I think that was McDonough. I think that was McDonough who pinched.
Rough start to the game for McDonough. Yeah.
Yeah. Josh Manson.
He's single-handedly just taking everything else I've gotten right about predicting this playoffs and just being like, no.
He's a pending UFA, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's gonna get paid.
He is gonna get so overpaid. Buyer beware.
Yes.
Outside of this Avs team,
I know.
it's not gonna look good.
Oh, sorry, Michael. Can you give me 30 seconds after a goal for our streams to catch up? Sorry, man.
Oh, sorry about that.
um, yeah, it's gonna be wild, and it's crazy too, because like I went from like defending him in Anaheim for so many years, like this guy's legit, he's good, nobody pays attention because it's Anaheim. Ugh. I have some like good pictures too. I remember like one day when I went down for warm-ups at a Ducks game and I just like spammed you with Josh Manson photos because I was like,
Yes,
this is the
I do
guy I'm
remember
here to
that.
see. This is the guy I'm here to see. It's just it's just Manson. Gotta
I got
love it.
so many Manson photos that day. I'm just like, another one?
So good.
Yep.
So
Perks of being your friend, Dylan.
I know. Getting to enjoy. Oh, are they? Yep, they're calling it, aren't they? Yep.
Are they?
Wow.
Oh man.
All right.
All right. So, I think whatever happens on this power play, Operation Weather the Storm failed.
Yeah.
Absolutely failed.
In all fairness, I mean the Lightning are part of the storm. If you think about it, it's generally thunder and lightning. It's like part of storms, usually.
That is such a weird penalty. How do you even get it over there from that angle?
I have no idea. I thought that when it happened live, I was like, "Oh, are they calling it? Like, is
Yeah.
that actually it?" But it happened.
Yeah. Prepare the whistle, Medeiros. Get it ready for another one.
I know, really. Ugh. All right.
Yeah, this is bad for Tampa.
Yeah, I mean, that being said, you did a good job on the last one. You're off to a good start here. You got the clear. It's really just, yeah, don't lose 6'4" players down like right at your net.
Yep.
I don't know, it's
The more I think
easier
about
said
that
than
goal,
done.
the more I'm impressed with Burakovsky's, because like you've got to recognize that play. That chemistry has to be there. Because like yeah, Nichushkin's breaking really fast, but you've got like less than half a second to decide to throw the puck there.
Yes, you do. Oh, Rebecca, that sucks. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm glad the stream is there, but sorry about the flight issues there. Yes, absurdly said Avs are off to a good start for sure. Striatic, more like buyer be excited. Manson is fantastic. Don't listen to Dylan Manson. Don't listen to Dylan Manson. Obviously broke his heart or something. He kind of did. Him and Gibson decided to get bad around the same time. I don't know what that was about.
I don't know, motivation.
Yeah, I was gonna say losing, perpetually losing. My boy
Yep.
Dallas Eakins not being a good enough motivator. This is a problem. No matter where I
See,
look.
that's why you need those motivator coaches like Pete DeBoer. He never would have let that happen.
Bring in Bruce Boudreau again. That's the only thing that'll work.
What is that? Just like
I was
sitting there by
wondering,
the goal line.
is it a mouthpiece?
It might be. It's black. How many
Yes.
mouthpieces are black though? It doesn't seem like anyone notices it.
Well, maybe it's Vasilevsky's.
What?
What?
He doesn't have goalies don't wear mouthpieces.
I would if I was a goalie, just for concussion
Yeah,
issues. Like, come on.
Yeah,
it's
but you're not
probably
a goalie.
it's probably a strap or something.
Yeah, still there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not a big deal. It's just a
Yeah.
GoPro, you know.
Yeah, there we go.
Sticks a
I'll do a
GoPro
better
in the
job of watching it than I did watching the puck at the end of the 16 Cup final.
goal. Yeah, it was hard. It was hard.
It was. Like, come on, there was enough to distract me there.
All right, so Ty liking the kill here. 1 out on the forecheck, 2 center to zone, 1 back. That's old school Lightning right there.
Mm-hmm.
That 1-2-1 approach to a PK.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that kind of flexible diamond shape there, and
Yep.
you got Sorelli working his way up top. Paul, I mean, it's my one criticism of it though is it's so passive. It gives the Avs lots of time to work, and I know there's the risk of being aggressive against a team as talented as Colorado, but I just feel like you can't afford to be this passive, and they have that kind of talent.
Yeah. I mean, in all fairness, well, I guess he's not out there right now, but in all fairness, most of what this Avs power play is just trying to force feed McKinnon, even though it never works, and then just figuring something out.
You have
with
so much
15
power.
seconds left.
Yeah, you have so much talent besides him, but like, you don't need to just go to one guy on that power play.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Let's see.
I'd say this just put McKinnon on the second unit and just let him run everything through that. But the second unit's pretty good in its own right.
Yeah. Ty, Tampa needs to get themselves in position to beat the Avs defense back. I don't know that they can. This Avs defense is fast. Like that's one of the things that makes this team so good. It's just you can't really get back behind them. You can kind of do what Paul did, right? Like where you just outdrive them in a way. You leverage your body to limit how much speed they can build up, but otherwise that's just kind of the way it is. Um, let's see. Avs are 13-2 so far this postseason. Insane stat. Absolutely insane. The fact that they've only lost 2 games, RJ.
Yeah, I mean, if they, a sweep here would tie them for the best record of any team, in the playoffs since it went to the 16-team format. They are flirting with history at this point.
Yep, and just break the hearts of Gary Bettman and all the execs at Espen.
Yeah, we'll only give them 4 games.
Yep. Numbers were pretty good for game 1. It was what, like 4?
Were they?
Yeah, it was like 4.8 or something on ABC. But
Ooh,
it was
that's
like
pretty good.
Yeah, it was like 161%, I believe, increase over last year. So it's pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot how bad these numbers were for so long. So yeah, that was encouraging. I was happy to see that because it was a good game too. So I got to think any casual people tuning in would get hooked by that game to want to watch the rest of the series.
Oh, for sure. If you were watching that, yeah.
Yeah. Seems to be pretty good at creating block shots also. Talked about the PK. Yes, it does. It does do that. It allows you're in better positions then, a little rangier to get into shooting lanes. Stratic, they have Vasilevsky, so they just plug the cross seam and dare the other team to beat Vasi fair and square. Hey, they are doing that, and you know what? The Avs are beating them fair and square.
Yeah, they are. I mean, that's what the Lightning don't really take into account. I mean, it's just so rare that happens. Shot attempts 15-1.
Yeah. Numbers are great, but they'd be
Feels
better.
like it.
Yeah, no, they do for sure. This is from Michael. Numbers are great, but they'd be better if Gary Thorne was calling the games.
I certainly do have the Gary Thorne nostalgia. I don't know that bumps up. I feel like anyone who wants Gary Thorne calling the games and remembers that probably would be watching no matter what.
Yeah, well, maybe. I mean, I'm not a fan of this Espen setup for these games. I wish that there was a more hockey voice involved with the play-by-play.
Yep. Agreed.
What's Randy Hahn doing? Get him in there.
Yes, let's go. Like, Randy Hahn on every broadcast.
I would be down for that. Just come up with a like they're doing with Star Wars, where they're just like sampling Mark Hamill's voice, sticking it through an AI, and they just create his voice forever. Like the NHL should just do that with Randy Hahn's voice and just run it for every game. I'd be okay with that.
So would I.
Sergeant Pickles, I want the Avs to win, but this feels so lopsided. Yes, but it did last game, and Lightning in like 5 minutes completely turned it around. So
yeah, although I will say this one feels more lopsided than last game.
I don't know. Last game felt pretty lopsided until that second period.
Right. I don't know. I just, in the first, I felt like the Lightning were never getting outplayed this badly.
Well, they were in game 1 in Toronto. We all know how that turned out.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
I know.
No, I'm not saying I don't believe in them like going forward. It's just this one does feel worse than game 1.
I was gonna say, were they down 3-0 in game 1, or was it 2-1 and then 3-1?
It was 2-1 and then 3-1, I believe.
That's
I don't think they were not down 3-0.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So in that sense,
Nick Paul got that.
Yeah.
Let's see on the Discord, we got waiting for Bedard. Any chance Leafs would be able to keep up with this Avs team? I would like to see that.
It would be interesting. I mean, I don't know.
How did they do in the regular season? I know it's a totally different kind of, style of play, but I feel like, I mean, you look, they went 7 games against Tampa.
Yeah, I don't think they would. I mean, the top line for Colorado's giving even Tampa fits, regardless of who Tampa throws out there to try to deal with them. So I doubt that would happen. It's one of those things like the only reason the Lightning played so well in game 1 and then in this one was because of their bottom 6. I don't know that the Leafs bottom 6 is on par.
No, they don't. They don't have that. But I think their high end skill would give Colorado trouble at times. But overall, No, I think the Avs would better. Oh, great. Here we go.
I know, I know. So there we go. It's not a stream until the
I was gonna
box
say that's
show
a.
up. So
Yep.
yep. It is a good question though, and one that maybe one day our great great grandchildren will know the
I was
answer
gonna say, yeah, not in our lifetimes.
about how well these Leafs would do in the playoffs. I feel like every time Lightning get run around in the first period, they come back with a blockbuster second from SJ. That's generally how it's been going. That's why it until the third period. Like if things are still like this going into the third, that's when I'll start to be like, all right, these Avs are doing it. But till then, I got they've earned it. The Lightning.
Oh, for sure.
Stratic. I saw even a retired Doc Emmerich called out the poor quality of the ESPN calls the other day. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, there it is. Jeez, man.
Yeah. What, say what you want about a strong second period or whatever. 3 goals is too much.
Yes, it is.
Like they could come back, if you play really well over the course of the rest of the game. But this is too much to spot the Avs this early.
Right. I mean, they got a couple things working for them. They haven't had a power play yet. Colorado's had 2. At some point, that's going to get better or whatever in their favor. And
that is a perfect pass off the pads. That is textbook.
It is.
Yeah, the passing lane wasn't there. McDonough took it away, but that is exactly what you're supposed to do. Just send it right off the pads. What'd you call it? Would you say that's nature's centering pass?
Yes, it is.
Earlier this season.
Yes, it is. I've been happy we've seen that a lot more in the playoffs. Like why? Mm-hmm. Why did nobody use that all regular season? Now, like it's playoff time, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, this exists." It's there all the time.
I know. Sometimes players just need to be reminded. It's easy to forget.
Yeah. Oh yes, it is so easy. No, that's
you
just
have to really imagine it.
I know it's just such a smart play, good play from Rantanen there, and then obviously being there to finish it up.
Yeah, Burakovsky adding to his free agent contract.
Yeah.
Number.
That's just one of those though. Like again, that's a coaching thing. Like I got to give credit where credit's due to just be like, that's the system we're playing. That's the style we're playing to do stuff like that. Because it's a way of being effective and moving the puck and all of that stuff, but you're still being really aggressive and it's still very much based around movement. It's not, okay, somebody's going to go in, get set up in front of the net, and then we're going to have you throw it to the net and he can bang home the rebound. It only works because you're moving with speed. And that's what I want to see the Kraken work more on next year.
Exactly. And you look at the first and third goals for Colorado. They come as a result of these guys like working as a unit. There's no kind of individual, to plays or heroism here. It's you look at the first one and it's Nichushkin making that split second decision, Burakovsky being on the same wavelength with him, able to get him that puck. And then you look at this one where it's Burakovsky going to the right spot, Rantanen throwing that puck on net. It's just like it screams coaching. Yeah. It really does. And the second one, Josh Manson beating Vasilevsky clean,
that one
every once in a while you get something like that.
Yeah, I don't know that you ever draw that one up. Ty pointing out 3 goals on 8 shots though. That is definitely a number. And we just saw him there, Corey Perry. Maybe this is just the Corey Perry curse coming to fruition. He's got something stuck on Kemper there.
Yeah, like what's going on?
I think his stick got stuck somehow. Something happened.
Of course it's Corey Perry where this happens, where he gets tagged.
Is the ref giving them both penalties too?
That would be interesting.
That's what it looked like. The
Tampa coaching staff is just looking up at the jumbo trying to figure out what the heck went on.
There was certainly something there though.
All right, so Perry's going to the box. All right, show us something. Okay, so they're tied up. Yeah, Kemper's got a hold of his stick.
He's holding his stick, then it's in the pads.
And then Manson gets in the middle. Oh, but he gives him a little kind of punch there.
I think they
might be just taking Perry.
I know. I've never seen.
No, it looks like he pointed.
He points at both. So because he did hold the stick prior, Kemper, and the ref was right there for that. So
Yeah, he did. Like I would call both. That's what I would do.
Yeah, it's funny to me because it's just like you just I don't know. I've never seen a stick get wedged in the leg pad like that. The blade of a stick caught
No,
there.
that's weird. I think feel like I've seen that, but it's always been a teammate.
Yeah. Um,
Let's see if Twitter can tell me what the heck happened here.
I know. Let's see. Got going back up. Still everybody. The comments about the Leafs. Colorado block clear made me gasp from Maderos. They are so good at that stuff too. Um, Leafs don't have the defense or goaltending from Ty. That's what would give me the concern for sure. Striatic. One
Mhm.
problem with Tampa winning the cup is how insufferable Toronto fans would be talking about taking them to 7. I agree with that one, Striatic. They would.
For
They
sure.
would for sure. And then just all the nasties. Tie another Drieger goal there. Oof. Um, McKinnon wearing the Infinity Gauntlet. I am inevitable from Sergeant Pickles. That's a good one. Ty, yes, I see. I have a DM from Ty on Twitter. I'll look at that in a little
Oh, that'll
bit.
be fun.
Yes. Um,
Speaking of Twitter, I just want to I want to throw this because I scrolled past
yeah,
this tweet and I thought it was really good. From Down Goes Brown, he said, we've all come up with a dozen narratives because it's our job, but it's possible the Lightning's big problem here is that for the first time in 12 series, they're not the best team.
it is possible.
As I read that, I'm like, oh, you know what?
You know what? No, I think they're still the better team. Like from a roster construction standpoint, I think they're just tired because they've played like 1,000 hours extra of hockey, and I think it's just Vasilevsky is not Vasilevsky right now.
Okay.
I think that's part of it too. But that also
I
fits
think,
the narrative I've
yeah.
been crafting for a month and a half. So
Yeah, always got to be a little wary of those that just somehow happen to fit the narrative you've been working on for a while.
mm, that was a good chance there. Who was that? Was that
Yep,
point?
I think so.
But 4-on-4, RJ, it's your favorite style of hockey.
Ah, yes. Yep. As we should just go to 4-on-4 all the time, eh, Dylan?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Take it back to its roots, like 1,000 years ago. Um, yeah. Wow. I mean, this looks like an old overtime game. Just nothing happening.
Doesn't
Nobody
it? Yeah,
moving.
nothing going on.
Everybody's just like, yeah,
Oh,
we're tired. Oh, that's dangerous. I mean, that's the one thing,
mhm.
Tampa, they never really get panicked in situations like this. They're not going to like push and press too hard and do something stupid, really.
No, they're not. I mean, you look at like some of the bad pinches that other teams will kind of get forced into here. They're confident in their structure, but um,
My
at a certain
gosh.
point, they've got to generate more offensively. But they're not going to panic into trying getting it right away. There's a lot of game left.
No, that being
The
said,
last like 6 minutes or so of the first period has gone by really slowly. It feels like to me
yeah, I mean, there's been more
from like the six
stoppages and
minute
stuff.
mark to now.
I was gonna say, like, there was another just gigantic rebound from Vasilevsky. Like, he did a good job pointing it away, even though that was,
Mhm.
where the Avalanche could collect the puck again. But like, I don't know. He just seems the puck seems extra bouncy whenever it hits him.
Yep. So Dylan, I have a question for you. Are you excited? Are you excited for Brian Elliott's Conn Smythe run to begin as we start next period?
Oh my gosh, that would be incredible. Yeah, you all thought Tampa was old. Now, just wait.
The problem is they weren't old enough.
Exactly. That is generally the problem. Oh, so funny.
I wonder if this starts to get chippy at all because this series has really not gotten all that chippy. Like, this is probably the least animosity I've seen through 4 periods of a cup final that I can remember.
Yeah, no, it hasn't had that feel about it at all. Which I mean, I'm okay with. But see, like, look at
No, I'm
those
fine with that. I
rebounds.
just, yeah,
Those
but
rebounds are
I'm saying if
gigantic.
it, yeah,
I don't know.
generally the more a team looks like like they're being completely outclassed in the series, the more that they kind of have some motivation to, I don't know, do something to try and change that.
Yeah, but is that really the Lightning's MO?
It's not, but they're a little nastier than they get credit for.
Yeah.
But they do it kind of while winning. They don't usually do that,
I
as
was
they're
gonna say
losing.
we haven't really seen them in the position where to know if that's what they would do or not.
Mm-hmm.
No, we do need to figure out how to put memes and gifs in chat. That would be nice, Sergeant Pickles.
Yeah, for sure. I've been thinking about that.
Hey, you can't on the Discord.
Yes.
Could put them in the
So,
playoff chat on the Discord. That's for sure.
oh,
Oh
breakaway. Here we
man,
go. This is for the game. Burakovsky. Huge save there, Vasilevsky.
did he save it or was it? Did he just miss?
Looked like got the stick and he kind of ramped it out to the side. But I'll say the cliche. If Tampa can come back in the game,
Look back to
remember
that
that one
moment.
because yeah, just 4-0 would be just too big a hill to climb. You just couldn't do it.
Probably. I mean, we've seen 5-0 come back, so I wouldn't say I can't, but it would be bad.
All right, so let's see if he actually saved this. Where's the breakdown here? See, that is a bad pinch.
Mm-hmm.
I think it wasn't even necessarily trying to get too aggressive. It was probably just thinking there's not enough time left on the clock for them to do anything.
Right. I think that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think he just missed. I think that was going
No,
wide.
I think he got a piece.
Well, he gets a piece,
No,
but
look,
it
he
was.
got a piece.
I know, but I think it was going wide anyway from that behind the net angle. Because Vasi was so far out to the outside. I think it was both. Daros. I mean, that is a benefit to any time there's delays. Like the delay, so you could get off the phone, tune in, something big's gonna happen. Yeah, it seems like everybody's behind. So I will try to get we'll try to be less excited, everybody.
Okay, yep.
Unless you like it. Like we'll get excited, but only for Medeiros. How's that?
There we go.
Everybody else's stream won't see us get excited.
Mercy Kemper telling everyone to just calm down.
Calm down. But I don't think I think it's been the right call to have him play.
We're getting some penalties here.
If I mean, I guess if the refs feel like they have to just to make sure nothing happens, but I don't think so.
Hmm.
It looked like they were just getting in the way, in between.
Just having a for fun stoppage with 0.7 seconds left in the period. Mm-hmm. We just run this clock? Oh, okay. Almost 3 seconds left. Yeah, this ain't beer league. We can't just run the clock.
I know. I wish so bad, like in NFL games when it's like they take a knee with like 46 seconds left and it's second down. I'm just like, just let him go. Like why?
Steven Stamkos wants to sell you a jet ski.
Daros, I have main character syndrome. Yeah, I mean, it's because of all the sims you play. That's what it'll do to you, for sure. All that power and control, it can't help but get to you. SJ, I've been really struggling to tell... Oh, go for it, RJ.
No, I just say end of the period.
Yeah. I've been really struggling to tell Hagel and Points apart since the playoff beards got so fluffy. I know. I could always tell Braden Point apart from anybody because of the like fluffy, almost looks like he just kind of shaved a little bit off Gritty and stuck it on his face beard. And now it's difficult.
Yep. The Stamkos playoff beard, it always looks like the beards in like the NHL video games, whether it was the EA game or like the 2K, those beards just didn't look quite right, but Stamkos one actually looks like that. It's kind of realistic on the video games.
It does.
Like how EA will do the blonde beards kind of.
It's just like it didn't fully render, or there's not a lot of texturing built to it. Like it's an old asset that they had to reuse too many times. I mean, Sergeant Pickles, some of these dudes, beard game, weak AF. Granted, I've been growing mine for over a year. I mean, that helps. That helps. But,
Yeah.
some,
No, your beard is awesome, Sergeant
yeah.
Pickles.
But some, it just comes a little bit easier than for others. Right, RJ?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm well aware.
I know. Wow, Stratic not wasting any time. Okay, so let's talk about the elephant in the room. Philip, actually, you know what? We're going to talk about that period real quick, just for a sec before we get into this. All right, you're John Cooper, RJ.
Yes.
What do you do and or say? Because you might not want to say anything if that sends a better message.
Yeah, I'm getting the feeling like I kind of just wouldn't want to say anything and let the guys take care of it and just see how they come out and respond in the second. If you get another period like this, then you really let them have it, or at least say something. But I don't know. I just you've gone this far with this team.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you've already kind of got this worked out, because they've had games like you usually look at the game 1 versus Toronto, game 1 versus the Rangers. You've seen it even this season. Say whatever you said at first intermission of those two. I know they didn't turn it around in those games, but just it's I feel like he's got to have it figured out. I don't know what he does. I don't know like what his thing is, but I feel like he's got to have it figured out, right?
Yeah. It's tough because like they played kind of so bad that there's like no one you could point to and be like, okay, that like they are going to lead off for the next period, or I'm going to bump up ice time for this person and lower ice time for this other person, and or whatever, like, because they were just all bad. I don't think anybody on their blue line played well. Like, there were moments I noticed everybody in a bad way. So I don't know how you deal with that one, especially
from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what you do.
It's tough.
Here's what you do. You say nothing, like, for most of the intermission. Then you come out as everyone's kind of getting ready to go back. You like look over at Brian Elliott, just tap him on the head, like, it's your team now, and walk out. And he's like, he's playing, and then everyone knows.
This is your team now. And he like gets ready to go, and you're like, no, you're not going in. You're gonna coach. You're gonna coach.
Yeah. If you guys want me back as coach, you've got to earn it.
Yep.
Till then, Brian's the coach.
Sorry, the bot came back for the intermission Q&A.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, no, I think that's the way to do it. That sends the message, just like, I'm out of here. I only hang out with winners. And just be like that popular kid in high school. And it's like that's when all those guys on the bench realize, like, oh my gosh, he was only hanging out with us as long as he could use us, and now that he's used us, he's just using us. And then they're out to prove you wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's like the basis for so many like old Amblin Steven Spielberg movies. Like, just do it. It's the next evolution in coaching. It's the next evolution in coaching. All right, yeah, I don't know that there's too much you can do. I think you just got to do better. And if you're Bednar, you better not say anything.
Yeah, don't say anything.
All you can do is make things worse.
Yep. Let the team do what it does.
What if Brian Elliott turns the whole game and series around though as a coach, Triadic? Well, then he gets to retire on top as like this amazing player coach, like one-off outlier. But I don't think they'd keep him.
No, some other team would jump on that.
Yeah. Sergeant Pickles, I think they just need to keep some possession and be smart on the forecheck without giving up breakaways. I agree. I think you just kind of simple it down and, make things better, play better, all that kind of stuff. Just one of those. Fire Hackstall, hire Brian Elliott.
There you go. That's what would happen.
I was going to say, if we see that sign at a Kraken game next season, we'll know who it was.
Yeah. Able to trace it back.
Yep, that'll be a fun one. All right, so we'll get into the intermission Q&A type stuff. Stratic. Okay, so let's talk about the elephant in the room. Philip Forsberg's uncharacteristically high shooting percentage last season. Was it that high? Give me a sec to
I think it
pull
was
this.
18 point something.
Well, that's pretty high actually.
Yeah, and his career is 12.9.
All right, so well, it's not insane then.
It's no, it's not insane. Like it's definitely the highest of his career. I think he's had like 14 and 15 in the past. This was 18.
Yeah,
So it's not crazy. Like I've seen a lot, a lot more uncharacteristic ones. It wasn't the kind of thing that I don't know that stood out to me as like danger necessarily.
I was gonna say. I mean, that puts him on pace still for around 40 goals in a full 82 game campaign. So
Right,
that's
if he had just his career shooting percentage, yeah.
yeah. So I'm not too worried about that. Again, I just think it's one of those like you got a guy who can just score like that because he can shoot from anywhere and just beat goaltenders. Like people, and this is the hardest thing as a scout or as an analytics person. It's just that there are just people that score regardless of anything. You know what I mean? Like they just have a scoring touch, and then there are people who just don't have one, and it's hard and it can be confusing, and we'll just never know why. But that's the way it is, and I just think he's one of those guys who just scores.
Yeah, and you can tell after a while, usually by certainly by a player's age 28 season, you can kind of tell whether they have that touch or not. And I think Forsberg's demonstrated time and again that he does.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about it. I mean, you can talk about how that's going to age
Mm-hmm.
necessarily, but I think we kind of know who he is. It's not one uncharacteristic year.
No, and it ages better than let's say a Johnny Gaudreau style of playing.
Yep.
Because even 40-year-olds that can score, they just score a little less than they used to. No, I talk about it in the mock draft that I'm doing, and I hope to have out at the end of next week if I can really do that. But the idea of a Swedish sniper and the five S's that they all have. Care to guess what
Ooh,
those are,
okay.
RJ? Care to guess?
Let's see. Stash.
Oh, that's a good one. That should have been on there. I might make it
Um,
six S's.
there you go. Found another one for you. Um, let's see. I mean, like some kind of shot. I mean,
Yeah, I mean
is shot one of them? Like
yeah,
that's
it's
yeah.
things
How
like
general you going?
they generally all go like shot, skating, size, um, something else, and Swede. There was another one I'm spacing right now, but it's just this thing that every like generation there's one or two of them that come over to the NHL and they just have all those things, and Forsberg is that one right now.
Hmm. There you go. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a good finished product.
Yeah. No, it's Swedes, RJ, not Finns.
Right. Good Swedish product. There we go.
Yes, there we go. Striatic sexual stamina. I don't know, maybe it's the seventh S. So otherwise, I'm not as worried about Forsberg. I think the only worry is just the general. Do you want to hand a 7-year contract to somebody knowing that takes them to their mid-30s? I think Forsberg is the safest bet, regardless of any numbers or anything that's going on.
Yeah, and if you're looking at him versus Gaudreau too, like being a full year younger, pretty much does help.
Yes.
If you look at the 7 years that you're getting,
That helps for sure. I'd be interested to know, like, the one thing with Forsberg is like, yeah, he just never plays full seasons. What's up with that?
no.
That's a
And
concern.
I haven't looked enough into like why exactly he's missing all these games.
Yeah, I
Is
was
it
gonna
just
say,
injuries? What is it?
I'm looking at it. It's just like he's good to miss 15 games a year. And we
Right.
just went through this with Schwartz. I mean,
Yeah, no, you don't want more of that.
we don't want more than that. All right, let's see. Cooper's already started messing with the lines, moved point up. Yeah, I mean, I get doing that. Well, it'll be interesting to see coming out into the second, how drastic they get with stuff like that.
Yeah. Certainly justified on the line blender front.
Yeah. Let's see. If you could have one, would it be Nylander or DeBrusque? You got RJ.
Nylander, no question.
1,000%. 1,000%. I It's intriguing hearing DeBrusque's name around again, just because we went through this in the middle of the season, and I'm still, I just don't really see it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he might be a good. We talked about this when they were talking about like the trade talk mid-season, and I liked it as a move for the Kraken because well the rumored move was DeBrusque maybe a swap for
Hmm.
Appleton or something like that,
Yes.
which that would have been fantastic. I'm like
Yeah.
for sure do that, throw in a draft pick, whatever. But given what he's going to cost now, I think it was good the Bruins kind of hung on to him because he really did turn things around. Had another 25 goal season. Um, but now given what he's going to cost, I don't think it's a good idea.
No, and I'll stand by kind of what I said then, which is he doesn't have game breaking ability. Like he's not the kind of guy that can generate offense for himself. Like he can in the sense that I don't feel like his goals come because of the guys around him. Like he does generate offense for himself in that way, but I don't feel like he's going to help generate a ton of offense for your team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, and you just compare him for Nylander. Even if you just look at the counting stats, it's clear they're kind of different calibers of
Yeah.
players. You talk about a 25 goal, 50-point guy at best versus, a 35 goal, 80-point guy. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, Nylander for me.
Yeah. I agree. SJ saying, I bet DeBrusque days in Boston now that Cassidy is gone. It'll be interesting to see if that changes things. I don't know. My guess is to get to the point where he got to, I have to assume that there were more than just the one bridge kind of burnt.
Yeah, I would think so. It's hard. Find it hard to believe it's just the coach in that situation.
Yeah, exactly. Ty pointing out, corrected, kind of corrected me. Schwartz played closer to 15 versus missing 15. Lol. Yeah. No need for the total reminder there. Oh my gosh, again. Get rid of you. All right. Let's see. Fire Hacksaw, Brian Elliott. Talked about that. We need a goalie coach. He could double as head coach and goalie coach, save some money. Be interesting.
I do wonder when we hear about a goalie coach, like what their timeline is going to be on that.
I mean, you're probably waiting until after the draft, right?
I would think
At
so.
this point.
Yeah, at this point, if you're not going to bring someone in right away, yeah, probably wait till. I think it'll get lost in kind of the draft free agency news.
Yeah, they like to do that for some reason. Um,
Yeah.
it'll be done by the end of July because nobody wants to be working in August. So
Yes.
in that sense, we
They'll
do have
drop the
that
news the day
deadline.
that Johnny Gaudreau signs with the Flyers.
Yeah, exactly. Where was it? Hunter, I don't think the Kraken will get a top tier free agent. I think they'll get two mid tier free agents. RJ, it's my worst nightmare.
Yeah, that's my fear. This is what we're afraid of. And I do think it's probably more likely. We've talked about this, but I don't know that if you're Gaudreau or Forsberg, like you're going to have other good options out there. Gaudreau, I think there's a decent chance he stays in Calgary. They're really putting on the full court press to try and keep him. And then Forsberg, like you look at Seattle versus say LA.
Mm-hmm.
I know where I'd rather be, but
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not Philip Forsberg. I just could see him maybe going to the Kings instead.
I was gonna say I think the Kings make more sense if you're him than
Yeah,
Seattle.
and who knows what kind of money if you're out for the money. Look at the Flyers, what they're going to offer
Mm-hmm.
potentially. The Devils, what they could offer. I think they're probably going to outbid what the Kraken can do.
Yeah, there are definitely other desperate teams out there, more desperate than the Kraken are, which
Yep.
is nice. Like the Kraken are being aggressive and pursuing all of these options, but it's not from a place of desperation, or at least it doesn't quite seem that way yet. So that's very nice that we don't have to deal
We're
with
going to
that.
find out exactly how desperate they are because I think there's that potential.
Yes, I don't know. I think ownership might be desperate for that kind of thing. Season ticket holders might be desperate for that sort of thing, but I don't know that Ron Francis ever gets to that level.
Yeah, no, everything it just depends on how much he's influenced, I think, by that. Because like every indication of who Ron Francis is says that no, he would not want to be a part of that at all.
Right. I mean, look, let's be honest. If it was that way, he would have fired Hackstall.
Yep. Fair
just
enough.
because of that year that they had, right? And the fact that he's not like considered this top five coach kind of guy that you can't do that to. I just think otherwise that move would have been made. Um, Goodbye, Rebecca / reading ID. Glad that your flight is boarding. Hope you have a
Yep.
good
Have a
flight.
safe flight.
Let's see. So yeah, I think unfortunately, Hunter, I think you're probably right. I think they'll be looking at mid-tier guys. So, again, pay attention. Shushkin. Maybe there's something there. I'm trying to think of
Yep.
who else is in that list right now.
Um, because there's another question, like who do we think is most likely?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, from Striatic, who's
Yeah.
most likely? At this point, just going off of feels, I feel like Burakovsky.
Yeah, but is he even mid-tier?
What do you mean? You think he's lower than that, or you think he's higher than like?
Yeah, because he's like top 9 kind of guy, right?
Well, he's gonna get top six money. For sure
Yeah.
he's gonna get top six money. So I like that's the thing. Teams can talk themselves into thinking that that these guys are top six forwards. I think he's the most likely because he's a pure scorer. I think that's where they're gonna like, okay, well, we need scoring. We don't necessarily care about the defense. We just need someone who can put the puck in the net.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't do it. I think it would be a mistake, but I see that one as the most likely.
Yeah. So
Or
following,
Klingberg.
yeah, following the Striatic line of thinking, and I'm not like throwing you under the bus here, Striatic, or anything. I love you. I look at Burakovsky and I go, okay, since he's gone to Colorado, all 3 years he's essentially been a 20-goal scorer. Because yes, technically he only had 19 last year, but it was in the shortened season. He would have gotten a goal if they let him play 82. But then I look at his shooting percentage, 19.4, 18.6. And I go, what? Like, that's insane. And then this year, 14.8. I still think that's high. I just go like, okay, yes, he got the boost in scoring coming over from Washington, but it just coincides with this massive increase in shooting percentage and 4+ more minutes a night. Like, he's getting average time on ice. Like, I don't think that he really is a scorer. Like, I feel like you could just find a lot of guys who should be able to give you that kind of production where if you play them, if you give them second line minutes and you let them shoot out of their minds, they're going to give you 20 goals.
Yeah, and especially on this Colorado team,
right? Where
as
he's
much talent as
protected, he's sheltered.
Right. Yeah, and he certainly has been. You talk about like the minutes that he's gotten. You look at the zone starts. You look at the usage. I really worry, or I'd be worried about what he's going to look like when he's not on this Colorado team.
Right. Stick him on a team where nobody is worried about anybody, like the Kraken. And
yep.
Maybe he'll give you 20 goals again, but he's probably then playing 18 minutes a night instead of 15. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think that there's, and I love him. And there was a comment a lot earlier from Jeremiah talking about him back when he was with the Capitals. I think he's a great depth player to have as we're seeing him in Colorado, but I wouldn't want to give him like 5 a year.
No,
He'll never
and
play to that level.
Right. And it's tough because this is the problem you get into with free agency where you have guys like Burakovsky, who's like this great depth kind of ad for the Avs. And you want to use these guys as examples of like mistakes. Burakovsky, when he was acquired by the Avs, like up until this point of free agency, great deal. And should be looking for players like that. But after this contract, that's not the Burakovsky you want. Same thing with like, Zach Hyman, Blake Coleman. Talk about any of these guys. Like you want the ones where they're like affordable before they get these giant deals. Because at best, they're going to be just worth it. They're not going to give you any surplus value.
Yeah. But I guess I am on board with you that he might be like the most likely or someone of his, kind of standing be most likely. I agree with that. Because it's also one of those, like, if you're Ron Francis and that's your first phone call come free agency, you're getting that player. Like, if you aggressively pursue him, you're getting him because everybody else is going to be focused on other people. So that tends to be how those things go sometimes, unfortunately.
All right, second period has begun.
It has. Hasn't for me yet.
Yeah, we're 2 minutes in.
Oh yeah, I don't know what happened. Is that what is? Okay, Ruda has played terribly tonight.
Yeah.
Like
Who's this with? I mean, as I'm watching this, he really has. I can't really say anything more than that. Look, just watch.
yeah, but he's been bad. Like Hedman is the only guy that I didn't have necessarily a specific example of him being bad, but it kind of reminds me of Larson back when he was with Lauzon. Like Hedman's just kind of having to cover for Ruda so far. It's
Yeah.
limiting what he can help out with, offensively and in transition and stuff.
Avs still seem to be putting on the pressure here.
I mean, you have to, right?
But, no real push here from Tampa yet.
No, if they really stay flat for the first whole couple minutes here, that's a problem.
Yeah, it's a big problem. The bots like the Avs are relentless today.
It's a good one.
SJ.
I know it's been a lot.
Didn't you miss having these streams, Dylan?
I know.
Parts of the streams you forget about.
I did like Ty's comment. Cheap dates, lol. Are they factoring in inflation?
That's true. Rare these days.
Yeah.
Truly cheap date here. Oh my gosh.
I will never get over Cale Makar and how like rosy his cheeks get. He just looks like like a character out of a children's movie or a children's book. I don't know.
Is he still attempting the playoff beard? Can you tell?
I don't know. I just don't think he's ever shaved in his life anyway. Like,
yeah, and that's just kind of what's there. I mean, no, I can't talk, but like still.
I look at his face and I go like, is it even capable of wrinkling one day?
I know, right? Like, what's he gonna look like when he's 40?
I have no idea. Like, I don't know. He seems like one of those people who's just gonna always look 12.
Things we have to look forward to as we just keep following this league throughout our lives.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, that hit the crossbar?
Yeah, it did. I mean, I saw it happen when it was live.
I know it hit the lot or something.
Yeah.
Oh no, it hit the post.
But it was one where it was just, I mean, just the danger never goes away if you're Tampa. Did the ref just turn McKinnon there?
I think so.
That was funny.
The refs okay. The Lightning's best defenseman so far this game.
Yes, I was gonna say,
right there.
Doing what they can. But that was concerning. Vasilevsky losing it there.
Yeah.
You can just tell he does not have his normal swagger or confidence.
No, he absolutely does not. Yeah, he's just not himself. At Brian Elliott time, man. I should have done it in the first intermission.
Yeah. Ty, more bot comments than Tampa Bay shots on goal. That is a problem. Stratic Lightning.
Literally, yes.
I know. Lightning on pace for 15 shots. This can't be the plan. Not unless they were going to score 15 goals and play perfect.
Brady Point making too many moves there.
Yep.
He had a good opportunity.
And that's the kind of stuff.
Really selective with their shots too. Like they're going for quality over quantity. And I just don't know that they're going to get that kind of quality. At a certain point, you've got to put things to the net. Create your own luck.
Yeah.
Having trouble just even getting the zone time, funneling the puck back to the point. They can't even get there.
Right. No, I mean, but that kind of goes to like what Sergeant Pickles was saying. Just kind of simplify. Know that you're not gonna score and get through this by trying to do the fanciest stuff the whole time. Because really all you have to do is get one and then just play off of momentum and hope that's enough to get you the other two.
Right. Yeah, it's all about getting that first one. It's an obscure stat they have pulled up. Teams to score 3+ goals in the first period of game 1 and 2 of the Cup final.
Yeah. I mean, we love ESPN stats and info, right?
Yeah.
Gotta work them in somehow. SJ, what do you think of Kemper overall? Not just this game where he's probably bored. Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't even like noticed him this game outside of Corey Perry's stick getting stuck in his pads. I like
Yeah,
him.
but overall, I do like him. I mean, I like the. Oh, there
Oh
we go. Game
man,
over. Nichushkin, another one.
give him
Was
the
that
trophy.
Burakovsky who set him up?
Give him the trophy.
On Smite, is Cooper looking to see what he can possibly challenge this one for?
I know.
The route is on.
I know. I'm waiting for the replay, but again, just like he's just completely lost right in the middle of the slot. Like,
Yep.
how do you lose this guy? How do you lose anybody there? Well, there's Ruda
Having covered the
battling.
Kraken all last season, this
Ruda
looks way too
Ruda
familiar.
finishing a check way off in the corner.
Yep.
It was Rantanen.
Yep.
Like again, where are you going, Jan Ruda?
Yep. Where?
And then you
Okay,
and
like,
then Hedman chases half-heartedly down below the goal line. So you just have Steven Stamkos left up front.
right, and he's like kind of in the right general area, just because he's like, okay, I just kind of got to be around here.
Yeah.
And then by the time the puck moves past him, there's nothing he can do. Yeah, like I said, covering the Kraken all of last season, that looked very familiar.
Yes, it
that
did.
whole sequence,
It really, really
which
did.
is not good if you're Tampa.
No. Just yeah, there was a lot of problems there. Got Palat not doing a good job. Had it on the stick.
Yeah, I wonder how much Bronson even knew. He just figures like, oh, he's over there somewhere.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's one of those like the system tells me someone should be there.
Yep. He made that decision so quickly.
Yep.
Yeah, Gino Miaukin on the Discord. Palat commits a Kraken style turnover from behind the net.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. And then yes, they have the stat up here of another 5-hole goal. That's what I was looking at. I was like, I mean that one, like, okay, he's coming off the post. He's pushing to get across as fast as he can.
Yeah, that one you just kind of have to get your body in the area. Is Tampa finally going to the power play?
I think so. Although it was weird
because
I
Jack
thought
Johnson makes it look like it.
I know, but it was weird because I thought Tampa had control of the puck when they stopped it. So I was like, did Tampa just take a penalty?
All right, Jack Johnson lets the Lightning back into this game. I mean, that's one that's not a bad penalty to take, given where Sorelli was.
Had he left the Kings when they won? He had, right? He doesn't have a cup yet.
Yeah, he does not have a cup yet.
Well, I do kind of hope he gets one. That would be nice.
No, it would be nice.
Guy's been through a lot of stuff.
Yep. They traded him in the... Who did they get back in that one?
I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Is that the Jeff Carter trade?
No, because he didn't go to...
No.
Well, yeah, it might have been. Yeah, because he went to Columbus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to find this out because it's going to bug me if I don't.
Yeah. No, I was thinking for a sec that the Carter trade was with the Flyers, and I was like, well, Jack Johnson never played there. But no, it was with Columbus. I remember now. God, that was so long ago. Get out of here.
Yeah, it was the Carter trade for Jack Johnson and a first.
That was a pretty good trade for the Kings.
Yeah, I'd say so. Okay, so I looked away just for a second to try and figure out that whole Jack Johnson trade thing, and 40 seconds of the Tampa power play is gone.
I was dealing
I don't think they've really produced anything.
I was gonna say I was dealing with a bot. I don't think much happened. Every time it seemed like the camera was moving a lot, which tells me that it was not solidly in the Avalanche zone.
Yeah. So it seems like you had more trouble dealing with the bot than the Avs PK had dealing with Lightning power play.
I'm gonna have to look up a better solution for these bots.
Tampa ices it on the power play, which is
never good.
Thank you, Randy Hahn. Shout out Randy Hahn.
I know. I was gonna say. Oh, those old which version was it for you?
What?
Old game.
Old game?
Yeah, the old video game where he would say that.
Oh, that was it.
which year was it for you?
I forgot that Randy Hahn was actually did the video game. Was NHL 2K6 or 7? One
I
of
was gonna
those.
say I remember 7. That was the one with Joe Thornton on the cover.
Yeah, yeah. I forgot he even did the. I just remember it from watching all those Sharks broadcasts all
Yeah,
over the years because
I
he
know,
would
but
say that.
that was in the game. So like
Oh,
anytime I
that's
would do it,
awesome.
it was just which is never good.
Oh, that's great.
But
I
it
love that he
was
put that in there.
yeah, but it was done all awkwardly because like the voice line would trigger and like
Right.
his cadence and volume was just not matching with what he had
Yeah.
just said. It was kind of fun.
I think that was probably the highest danger scoring chance Tampa's
It
had all
really
game.
was. I mean, that's the most I've seen Kemper look uncomfortable.
Right. And it still felt like I don't know. It never felt like they were going to score there.
That was a good, gosh, the way the Avalanche fans all jumped up there for a sec, I thought it went through. That would have been interesting.
Oh.
Hmm.
Tweet from NHL to Seattle. John Barr talking about pending UFA about Nichushkin, #1 on my wish list.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I got to think. I mean, he must be looking at 7
Better than
now.
Klingberg.
Well, it certainly makes more sense for the Kraken.
Yeah.
But you got to be thinking that number starts with a 7 now, right?
Right. I would think so. Some team's going to do it.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I mean, that's the problem with a player playing that well on this kind of stage.
Yeah.
Is they're going to get paid accordingly.
Right. That was the best look right there for Tampa.
Yep.
You had
agreed.
Colton totally getting lost there. He's doing a good job screening. He's there for the rebound. Kind of gets, I think he gets a little bit of his blade on the puck there as it goes in. Just Kemper was there for it. It looks solid. Ty pointing out the rebound control is on point. That's really been a big difference between both these goaltenders tonight. Is the rebounds are just all over the place on Vasilevsky. Kemper, the few times that they've actually gotten a puck to him, they've just died.
Yep, just nothing coming off of it. And Hunter did ask her, like, what do the Kraken plan to do once Striga returns from injury? That whole question.
Yeah.
Because I do want to bookmark that one for intermission when we can kind of talk more in depth about it. Just wanted to bring it up for that reason.
Yeah. Well, hey, Mom. Can you give a quick recap? Yeah, Colorado's just playing better than them. Like, nothing's changed since the first period.
Yep. If you saw any of the first period, that's what it's been like. Tampa can't get anything going. They had a power play, got at least some offensive zone.
I was going to say they picked up a couple shots, which is better than they were doing before. But otherwise, I mean, stop if you heard this before. Val Nichushkin got another goal.
Yep, he's on hat trick watch now.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be fun. When was the last time we saw a Cup Finals hat trick?
I feel like I should have some example off the top of my head here.
I was gonna say usually you're better.
Didn't Braden Point get one? One of these.
He had a big hat trick sometime. Was that in the Cup Final or was that an Eastern Conference Final?
Might have been in the conference final. Let's check. Has to score a hat trick in the Cup Final.
I'm trying to think. I don't even have like a good guess for it. Actually, that's the thing that's bothering me. Like, I bet it was a Vegas Golden night.
I don't think so. Okay. Wow, really? So from what I'm seeing, the last one was Peter Forsberg in 1996.
What?
Let's see.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah. Can anyone? Because I don't think there's been one more recent than that.
I mean, I can't remember any like watching any in my lifetime. Like, I don't know. All hail Peter. I know. Strategic thing is at a certain
Can
point.
we get Peter Forsberg?
I know. Thing is, at a certain point, it's in Tampa's nature to shut down, save their energy, and play to win the next game. I agree with that. Actually, I think Tampa does do that at times. Usually, we've been used to seeing that in the first game of a series, but it is possible that they do that. I mean, that kind of speaks to what we were talking about earlier, RJ, about like whether or not they'd get chippy, and they don't really get chippy. They
Mhm.
just kind of shut down and they just say, "Well, we'll get you next time."
Yep, that is really how they handle that sort of thing. Um, yeah, we're approaching that point. I think start playing the fourth line guy. Play your bottom six a lot.
Hmm.
Rest those top six guys. Play Braden Point very sparingly. The guys like that who are maybe banged up.
Yeah. So
I'm checking. I don't think.
I have a youth-sized Forsberg jersey. Youth-sized medium does not fit anymore. I would be concerned if you said it did fit still. Rocking it as a crop top. Let's go, Ty. Come on.
There you go. That's how to do it.
Yep. And then Cameron, just if you're still here, the draft isn't far away, right? You guys plan to be live for the draft? 1,000% going to be live for the
Yes.
draft. Oh my gosh, I cannot
Yeah, it's
wait.
going to be so fun. Yep. Yeah, everyone make sure to join us for the draft. It's going to be great. We're going to be live streaming it. Going to be a lot of fun reaction for sure.
Yeah.
Last year it wasn't as much of a, I picked two, like there's not as much of a guessing game as far as who goes ahead, whatnot. But yeah, this year is going to be really fun.
Yeah, and we can handle the stream and stuff better this year, being in separate places too. Like because like last year we had to call it off when the Maddie media availability and everything happened. We had to cut off the stream to go do that. This year we can do what we did last time for things, where it's like, we can both be there and then one of us can leave to do that. The other person can keep the stream going.
Yeah, no, definitely, it's going to be a lot smoother than it was.
Those were early days back then.
They were. I think we actually, I think it was like a year ago last week or something that we had hit 1K subscribers on YouTube. I saw, and then I think at this point a year ago we had about 600 Twitter followers.
Yeah. The team actually getting around to playing hockey really helped us out a lot, I feel like.
Really did wonders for us, actually having the team and players too on the roster. That was really big.
That was good.
Yes. When a team has players, that just a whole nother level.
Just a little bit. I feel like Tampa's trying to get a second win going here. That was this has been like a heavy forecheck from the line you'd expect it to come from. But until they start consistently getting pucks to the net, I'm just not really going to be a big believer in it.
Yeah, agreed. I just, you need to see something more sustained than what they've had.
They're trying really hard here, but I mean, that puck that just hit Corey Perry in the face means he's been hit more than Kemper has this possession.
Yeah, I mean, and the Avs are, they're selling out, blocking shots. They're playing that kind of team defense, which is a lot easier to do when you're spending so little time actually in your D zone. Like when you're on the attack most of the game, you can sell out defensively because it's easy because you don't have to do it that much.
Exactly. All right, let's say I know Tampa's going to score the next goal. Who is it, RJ?
Okay. Kucherov.
I was thinking Kucherov too.
All right, well, there we go. We're in agreement.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing a good job.
I think I have this figured. I do think it's Forsberg that was the last hat trick. I've been doing some research here real quick, just trying to find out.
See, that's a fun thing. No wonder we didn't know. I mean, it A, happened a long time ago, and B, nobody talks about it because everybody just assumes it's impossible.
Yeah. There have been so many 2-goal games in the Cup Finals. So many.
I know.
I was looking just down at the last few to confirm. You got Braden Point with a few, Tyler Johnson, Yanni Gord.
All right. Well, not that I think he needs the help, Nichushkin, but if this game, if he doesn't have a goal coming in at like 5 minutes left, if you're Colorado, do you let Tampa score a couple so that they pull the goalie?
Yeah, just do him a solid. Yeah, that's what you want to do. Also, is like again, raise the price even further for their pending UFA.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not keeping him. So.
Exactly.
Make some other team have to pay more. Right, I'm gonna get the tweet drafted though, for if he does get the hat trick.
Okay, okay. You will definitely be the first person on that. Well, I
I don't.
guess there's
No,
probably
I
some
feel
of
like
those
there's.
guys. Yeah,
I feel like there's people looking it up right now.
yeah. Um, I mean, Lightning doing a good job. Like, Avalanche haven't exactly controlled the puck much in the offensive zone so far here, but they're doing a decent job at not at limiting what Tampa can do. That was bad. Was that
Is that
knee
a
on
penalty?
knee?
Yeah, that looked like a penalty to me. I mean, they're not going to call it. I guess whoever it was got up quickly enough because I don't
Well, I
see
thought it was
anyone struggling
Makar,
at the
so I
bench.
was like,
Okay. Well,
like
let's.
were they just trying to take Makar out of this game?
Also, apparently Burakovsky is not on the bench. Colorado.
Hmm. Interesting. I don't remember anything happening.
I don't either. Yeah, that looked like whoever it was. I don't even know who the Lightning player offhand was that went after him. I'm watching the replay here. It's hard to tell. Guess saw a 7 maybe. All right, are they going to show the replay here?
They must.
Yeah,
They
Makar is
have
kind of
to.
laboring a bit.
Yeah, well, he was also out there for like 2.5 minutes, so that'll do it too.
Well, I mean that's par for the course for him.
I know. I like. It's crazy how long his shifts are.
Oh, so here we go. Burakovsky got hit in the hand there, blocking this pass.
Mm-hmm.
That's a weird looking one.
Yeah, and we're missing
Just an odd.
Kaplan's report on it. So if anybody's listening and she said something, let us know in chat.
I'm gonna guess questionable to return.
Well,
Injury.
yes, questionable based on how well the game continues to go for the Avalanche, right?
Yeah,
It's
basically.
never questionable based on the injury. It's questionable on how close the game is.
Yep. Yeah, and at this point, no reason to bring him back.
Mm-mm.
You ready for Andrew Cogliano to get first line minutes or Darren Helm to get first line minutes in the third period?
I think you are.
Well, Darren Helm. I mean, I'm
I
always
know.
excited to see him get first line minutes.
He's another one. Did he win with Detroit back in the day?
Yes, he did. So he's got one
I
cup
figured.
win already. Oh, here we go. Is that a penalty? No.
I can't
Derm
believe
just
they
missed that.
I was gonna say I can't believe they didn't score there.
I know. Well, it seemed like someone got to his stick.
Yes, getting some Helm love in chat. Love it.
Nice.
Nice to see you, Rexology.
Always here for the Darren Helm love.
Yeah. All right. So second time. All right. Second time now that we've seen the Lightning get anything going in the Avs side of the ice, and look which line it is. It's Belmar, Perry, Maroon.
Belmar. Yeah, I mean Tampa really, the top six is just missing at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed Nick Paul probably almost as much as anyone as far as generating offense.
Yeah. And
most
of that
I
was
have not
one
really
play.
noticed Stamkos' point. What a save Vasilevsky there.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? Okay, maybe it's a little late for that.
Every time he makes a save, remember that save comes back. Hey, that's how that would be the TikTok way, RJ.
So, oh, yep.
If you were a true social media influencer, you'd be doing that.
Remember that save.
Just every time, so you could point to the one time it worked. All right, let's see. I know lots of comments came through that we were missing. Yeah, so way back up, Sergeant Pickles had said, I'm now convinced the Kraken just need the fastest dudes. I certainly think that playing with speed... I think they're already a fast team. I think they just need to learn how to play with that speed. I think that's, again, just come up with systems around the speed. I think if they can do that, they could work with it because they have smart guys that can play in transition. I mean, almost every time that the Yanni Gord line was super dangerous, it was because they were playing with speed.
Yep.
Him and Coolman
really,
and stuff, like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Team just looks a lot slower.
Yeah.
ECH TikTok when.
Yeah. Let's see. Problem is a lot of teams decide to get fast and pick up a bunch of cheap speedsters who can't actually make or take a pass or handle the puck at speed. All right, that's also the problem with the Kraken.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I know. Avs team reminds me of the first cup-winning Kings team, just relentless on the forecheck. Yeah, I mean they're not doing the dump and chase to do it though. Like that's what's so impressive.
Yes, they're able to do it in kind of in a skill way with entries with possession.
Mm-hmm.
They're just that much more skilled than their opposition. Which, I mean, when was the last time that we've kind of seen something like that? You know, going this far. Here they're showing the replay of the Makar thing. That was that Ross Colton kind of went out of his way to get him there, and then was like chirping at him right after.
Yeah, and the leg flares out a little bit. Didn't make contact solid in the end either.
Right. Yeah. If it's me and I get a good look at that, I call a minor penalty there, and you know nothing more than that. But McKinnon circling the wagons in the offensive zone, and Zach Bogosian, good defensive play there.
Just completely stayed on him. Very impressive.
All right, so the Belmars and Perrys and Bogosians of the world are playing well for Tampa.
Yeah, well,
they need a little more help from their top six.
Yeah, it's how many times can we bring up the Leaf series, RJ? But similar to how that series started.
Yep. Good way to sniff out that cycle. Who was it? Was that Eric Johnson maybe for the Avs? Read exactly where that puck was going. 100th career playoff game for Vasilevsky. Second youngest goalie to 100 behind Patrick Waugh.
Interesting.
He's got a lot of mileage on everyone on this Tampa team does that's been here for these 3 seasons.
Yes. That actually
adds up. It really does.
It does. And it actually reminds me, I had a good like trivia thing about most playoff games played in NHL history and stuff. And some of the guys at the top that I was going to do next time we did a red glare, but then we did the red glare and I didn't do it.
Well, whose fault is that?
I know. So I'm going to have to remember to do that for the next one. Oh,
yep.
Another one getting through. And again, I think that got through to Vasilevsky and there was just a rebound.
Mm-hmm.
But it'd have to be a big rebound. I don't know. Maybe it didn't get to him. I thought it did, though. Yep. Just every time the Lightning, you think like, well, oh.
Try to wait.
I know. All right. That was long enough time to wait. Like that. They're just beating him.
Yep.
But I was
flat out beating him with soft. Although my boy Darren Helm,
I know
it was talking about him.
It was a good snipe, and what I was gonna say before he took the shot and it went in was just every time the Lightning do anything, and the puck gets turned over in the Colorado zone, Colorado is making sure to get it out of there with speed and possession, not dump it out of there, not do anything like that. It's no, keep possession, but just go full throttle. And Darren Helm is like the perfect guy to do that.
Absolutely. And good for Darren Helm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it wasn't time to shut it down before for Tampa, it is now.
Yes. This, I think, 5-0, you can kind of officially say this is getting out of hand.
And I know we were joking about this, you know, in the first intermission, but I am 100% serious now. Have Brian Elliott start the third period.
Yeah, why not?
Don't say it's his team. Don't do that.
Yeah, no.
But have him start the third. Get Vasilevsky out of there. There's no sense having him in for another period.
Yeah, you don't want to risk getting him hurt or anything either.
Yep. Then you're done. Then the series is over for you.
What did you notice something there on that replay, RJ, of that goal?
Nothing immediately stood out to me. Why?
Because he drops down into butterfly, and instead of doing what all the goaltenders do that I like to point out, he actually kept his arms low, and that's how he got beat.
Right.
If he had kept his hands up high, I think he might have saved that.
Right. I mean, he almost dropped
Yeah,
his
he like
arms kind of where they were.
yeah, he like kept his glove like purposefully low.
Huh.
Interesting. Sorry.
It's just, he looks off. No, and that's a good
He's totally
observation there.
off.
I'm glad you
He's
brought that up.
totally off. Um all right. So we got the Drieger questions. Depending on when Drieg comes back, you trade him rather than risk waivers. You trade one of the goalies or you risk losing them on waivers. I don't know. I think I don't know that he's going to be back at the fastest part of that timetable. So I don't know that it's going to be an issue at all this year.
Yeah, I think you might be looking at maybe March or whatever, and I think you might be looking at post trade deadline, in which case there's no roster size limit and you don't have to worry about it. I
Exactly.
think that's probably what we're going for there.
Yeah.
So, which I mean, in some ways, you try and make the worst of a bad situation. At least then you get basically a whole season to evaluate Joey Decord,
Mm-hmm.
as much as you want, really.
Yes.
And by that time, you should have a much better idea of what you're thinking for him long term.
Right. And please just focus on training camp on getting him ready so you're just not using Grubauer endlessly. Like that will not work
Well, yeah,
out.
that's break.
Wow. Another breakaway.
I will say, Vasi's money on breakaways.
Yeah. I mean, you could argue that Helm one was kind of a breakaway.
That was a partial break. That's not a full breakaway. You need to be like, at least a step or two ahead for Vasi to like be automatic on stopping it. Apparently, nice bounce back couple saves for him at least to
Yeah.
maybe go into the intermission feeling a little better about himself.
Yeah, you get a little bit of confidence. I mean, there's a part of me that's a little surprised he was in there after the commercial break. But
That's true. The TV timeout might have been a good time.
Yeah, but Cooper is also the kind of guy that's if he's gonna pull him, he's still gonna make him finish this period.
Yeah, agreed.
Because I think Cooper is now officially in the mindset of just like, yeah, this game is lost.
Oh, what is going on in the net there?
Whoa! All right, so we got Confer and who? Oh, Corey Perry, of course.
Is it actually?
Yeah, I saw that his helmet's on the ground. It's got a 10 on it. Yeah, there he is.
Of course. Of course.
I had a hard time like separating them. That was weird.
Yeah. All right. Well, Perry's got some fight in him.
Big surprise, right? I'm waiting for a replay to kind of see like what kicked that off. Like, was this just Perry trying to send a message, or did something actually happen?
Yeah. All right. Well, here we go. Replay time. Perry gives him. Oh, okay. Perry initiates this.
Yeah.
Little wrestling style takedown there. Of course, into the crease, just hoping that the goalie might be in the crease there.
I think you're giving him a little too much credit there, but
it's Corey Perry. Like he managed to get his stick stuck in Kemper's pad earlier in this game. Nobody in maybe NHL history is better at messing with goalies and making it look like an accident.
Well, I agreed, but I don't think he does a wrestling style takedown. He's completely off balance and Confer throws him like over his shoulder.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know. No, that was just tangled. But I mean, getting it into the goal crease is what I'm saying. Hey, there we go. Close up on Brian Elliott's face. Would be his first career action in the Stanley Cup Finals.
I was gonna say, when was the last time he even played? Like, has he even played this year?
His last playoff action was actually in 2020. In the bubble, the Philadelphia Flyers.
Yeah, I remember.
And then, the furthest he made it into the playoffs was the conference finals, I believe, with St. Louis in 2016.
Yep.
They lost that series to the Sharks. I went to 2 of those games, got to see him play.
I've been trying to figure out these penalties because they sent Perry straight to the locker room, but Confer just went to the box.
Okay.
So obviously you're giving Confer the roughing, but you
Perry
gave
get a
Perry
10?
A 10?
I'm guessing. Because Perry initiated it. So I mean, you might just give them each 2 and then give Perry a 10.
I mean, that seems to be what they did.
I have no problem with that. I actually think that's good officiating. Just really keep a lid on things. Okay, and so maybe
Yeah.
okay, so Perry gets the extra 2,
Right.
and I guess a 10.
Yeah, I mean, he'd have to.
Or unless no, well no, here's the no, because he would come out of the
He would
box.
come out of the
Yeah, he would be the
box.
one come out of the box if he didn't get a 10. You're right.
What's weird is they sent him to the locker room like immediately, and then it took a long time for them to figure out what they were doing with the rest of it.
Right.
So I almost thought they were just gonna give them both like 5 for fighting and just send them away, like,
Right.
because that would also
Maybe
just calm
clock
things down.
issues.
Because
I
that
don't
would
know because
also,
they were down there for a while.
yeah, because that would calm things down too. But it just, I mean, it was like like couple minutes before they sent Comfort to the box, so odd.
Right.
Although he had the helmet issue, maybe that's why he was at the bench trying to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're just saying Perry got
Yeah, see,
4.
they got their McKinnon one-timer. See how well it worked.
Sergeant Pickles Flyers being in the playoffs feels like an eternity ago. It does. Ask Brian Elliott.
Oh yes, in the COVID bubble in August.
Yes. I know when Victor Hedman, I loved that when Victor Hedman scored. He was the first guy ever to score a goal every month for a full calendar year.
Yep, that was awesome.
Hopefully never see that again.
Yeah, no, definitely don't want to see that again. That was something though. I remember
Yeah.
tweeting into the void with the ECH account, as it was, a month old at that point, really. Mostly just tweeting weird stats about crazy stuff Victor Hedman was doing.
Yeah. How do you feel about lightning bolt pants, RJ?
I like him.
I like them too. It seems like chat does as well. I like Striatic's take. The lightning bolt pants should be awful, but miraculously aren't.
Well, it's because they're subtle with them. They don't have like lightning bolts going through the front of them or whatever.
I want that as an alternate jersey take. I want like just diagonal all the way across, like as a pattern, just tons of lightning
There you
bolts.
go. Just like a sky, the pants are a sky full of lightning.
Yes, exactly.
I think they missed out on the time for that with the 90s when they came into the league. That would have been the time to do it.
Yeah.
So many close-up shots of Brian Elliott on this broadcast. They are as pumped for it as we are. Oh, Nichushkin, come on.
Let's. It was
Oh,
on
I wanted
edge.
to tweet.
I know it was on edge. So he actually did the best thing you can when it's on edge like that, and just take a slapper, and see what happens. Like see what kind of weird twisting it does.
No, that's was the right way to play it for sure. Oh man, I wanted to tweet about the hat trick. See, the problem is he got too much separation. It counted as a breakaway. So of course Vasilevsky was going to stop it.
Mm-hmm. I forgot that the Avalanche were on a power play. They're not exactly pressing too hard.
No, definitely not. They're taking their sweet time. Giving Bowen Byram and Alex Newhook some looks. That's good.
And I'm gonna get a shot.
Oh, Alex Killorn, there you go. Killing some time in the corner as the period expires.
Yep.
He's playing well tonight.
Yeah. No, SJ Brian Elliott does look like a chill dad sitting on the bench. 1000%. Yes, Ty, I mean knuckle puck. We got to do our Mighty Ducks watch along.
Oh, that'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Maybe we'll do those as like a Patreon thing. Those could be fun. All right. Second period, I don't think we need to talk about adjustments and what coaches should do or say going into the locker rooms for this one, right? Pretty self-explanatory.
Yep. Yeah. There's not more that you can add, really. It's Brian Elliott's team now.
It's Brian Elliott's
and
team.
I think everyone, you don't even need to say anything. Everyone knows it.
Yeah. Ah, there we go. Just in time for the intermission. The bot comes back.
Yeah. It's like somehow is the bot just, like watching this. I feel like the bot's watching the game at least. Knows how to time things out just perfectly.
For sure. All right, let me try to catch up on chat here. Gosh, so much happened. You say something, RJ, while I figure this out.
All right. So Dylan's figuring out the chat. Thanks for everyone for being so active in chat. That's really great. Giving Dylan all the stuff to sift through. Let's see. Ty posting his Vasilevsky Mike Smith meme on the Discord. Got a couple. All right, now 3 laugh reacts after I did one there. Maybe Dylan's found something by now. Yeah, I don't know.
Do.
I can give. Okay, good.
I have a good one here from Sergeant Pickles. It's a good idea. I think this is a good way to kick off this intermission. You have to trade the Kraken's first rounder for a player who is realistically available. Who do you get?
I mean, who's realistically available? I mean,
the answer is
you aim high, drink it.
What?
What? Who's the obvious answer?
Fiala.
Okay. You'd rather have Fiala than DeBrincat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, their scoring's pretty close, but Fiala brings a lot more. Don't you think?
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, all around, yes. I mean...
Fiala had 33 goals, 85 points. I can't imagine DeBrincat was that much more. DeBrincat 40 goals, 78 points. Yeah, I mean, they're just kind of different.
Yeah, I mean, they just play differently. I don't know. I'm a big fan of DeBrincat. I mean, I like Fiala too. I feel like I'm more sure that DeBrincat is that and is what he is than Fiala. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's interesting because they both have questions about, like, well, is it just because they play with who they play with? Too. Like, how much of it is them versus how much of it is who they're playing with?
Yeah. All the analytics show that Kane is not the play driver on that line.
Well, I was going to say, DeBrincat didn't even really play with Kane last year.
Well, I thought it was Kane, Strome, DeBrincat. That was the line that I saw, at least at the end of the season, that was, like, dominant.
Yeah, because I thought DeBrincat was playing with Taves.
Okay, I thought he was playing with Kane and Strome.
Either way, the thing I just looked at was their zone starts.
Yeah,
65+% for DeBrincat.
And Fiala?
It was 54 or 55, so 10% less. And it was very much in line with his Corsi for DeBrincat, 65 offensive zone percentage starts, 49% Corsi. 4.
Well,
so that one might have answered that question, I guess.
Yeah. Now, but okay, let's call it DeBrincat, because I think you do still like DeBrincat, right?
I do, player? Yes.
Okay, but now let's say, would you do it straight up? Either one of them.
If I'm the Kraken, yeah, I do it. If I'm the Kraken, both of them.
Yeah, the more I look at this draft class, absolutely. Like the odds that I feel like I'm going to get a player of that caliber at number 4, I feel like are quite low.
Yeah, and you got to wait for him.
Yep, you got to wait for him, and I mean, of course, that means you get cheaper years. But like, I don't even know the odds are 50% that you get a player of that caliber.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you've got the cap space now.
Exactly. Other thing is Fiala's shot like more in line with his career average, and he played 2.5 minutes less to put up similar numbers. So.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. No. As I look at that, that's I'm convinced.
Yeah. But
Well,
again, I would take
what?
DeBrincat
Yeah,
too. So
yeah.
I'm
What was
just putting it
Fiala?
all out there.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What was Fiala?
Oh no, I was looking. Sorry, I was looking for the shooting percentage.
It was 12 something percent. I'll go back.
Yeah, yeah, I see it. And DeBrincat
Yeah.
was 15 this year, 15 career.
Yeah. So it's it's high for him, but
Either one would be exactly what the Kraken need.
totally. Um, Stratic Habs fans think they can move Josh Anderson for an early to mid first round pick, which I find somewhat unrealistic. Yeah, just a little, but Habs fans doing what Habs fans do.
Yep.
Which is,
I think a late first they could get.
I know. I mean, there's all the talk I'm now seeing about them trading up to 2, like picking
To
1,
get to, yeah.
2. I'm like, what? Like I know the Devils want out of 2, but like, come on.
Yeah, I don't know that they have. I can't think of anything that makes sense there.
I can't think of a package at all that wouldn't be like disastrous. Like it would be it would be like the rest of your picks in the draft plus like Suzuki. Like why would you do it?
Yeah. It's been 14 years since a team in the top 10 has, traded down.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to see what a package even would be.
Yeah. That being said, the Devils just seem desperate to get rid of it.
They do. They really do. They want something that can help them right away.
Which I get.
Yep.
And it's deep. I'm looking at it. I'm like, if you could stay in the top 17, I think you're good. If you're the Devils,
Yeah, agreed.
I would accept any of those. As I'm doing the mock draft. Let's see. I really like the Avs alternate logo and home jerseys. Much better than the A with the snow swoosh. It's from SJ. I do love their alternate jerseys. They're nice.
One of the best jersey sets.
Yeah.
In the league for sure.
The color scheme is so perfect.
It is. It really is.
And I say that as someone who just loves saturation, and these very much aren't. I think they're great. Rexology, am I the only one that think Nick Paul looks like a movie villain? The facial hair and the kind of gawky way he moves his upper body. that the body language for sure.
I could see it. Yeah, definitely, I could see it.
Yeah. All this stuff. Ty, when Dylan asked, did you notice something on the replay? Nah, bro, I'm too busy running around my house in full cells, man. Yes, you must. I'm like shocked that you're like communicating as much as you are, Ty. I'm surprised. It's just not like endless fist bumps and all that kind of stuff.
That's good.
Let's see. Yeah, my mom bringing up the Avs playing like the old school Soviet teams. Possession through the neutral zone, controlling possession, all that stuff.
Yep.
Let's see, Michael. You really think the Bolts gonna win 2 at home against a team that hasn't lost on the road yet? I mean, I said all that before this game. I don't know. That being said, again, I will never count out Tampa.
No, I wouldn't either. Even after this game, I don't count them out. I think they could. What did I say? I said Lightning in 6 during our preview. Lightning in 6, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the Avs take the first 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I said I thought I could see something where Colorado was up 3-1 even.
Yeah. 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 If Tampa loses the next game, I'll jump ship.
I know. Can't believe there's a whole third period to go. I know it's gonna be rough.
Yeah, interesting game we chose to stream here.
Yes, Sergeant Pickles.
Second period.
When does the mercy rule kick in for Timbits hockey? We might need it. It's a good question, actually. I don't know.
And Brian Elliott enters the net.
Yes. Speaking of uniforms, Lightning Bolt pants. Okay, we talked about those. Comfort for Donskoy. Who says no? It's from Hunter. I wouldn't say no. I would assume Colorado might say no.
Yeah, Colorado would say no.
I'll look it up. Comfort. Let's see. Where are you, bud? Let's see what he's done this year.
Comfort's contract?
I was just looking up his stats, see what he did this year. He shot a nice 17.6%. That's very sustainable.
Colorado team just juices that.
I know. It really does.
Yeah.
Um,
Have
Go for it.
okay, like have the Kraken not, I don't want to paint with too broad a brush here, but
Hmm.
like have the Kraken not learned their lesson from like last season about picking up players from Colorado and maybe they don't perform as well in Seattle as they did in Colorado?
That's a good point. I think the whole
We
league
talk
might
about
want to.
Nichushkin and Burakovsky. Like these are players under ideal circumstances with a great team around them. I feel like the Kraken have already kind of been there, done that.
Yeah, I mean that's a very good point that maybe the entire league should take note of, not just the Kraken. And that's something we've seen before, where even if there's a good play to make for a general manager, just because the situation mirrors something that they got burned on in the past, they won't do it.
Yep.
We have 1,000% seen that before, so be
Oh yeah.
interesting for Ron Francis's little gun shy to take on any Avs, especially after them coming off winning the Stanley Cup or something. Like that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'd prefer to keep Donskoy and watch Nichushkin style rebound season. I mean, he for sure will have a rebound season wherever he plays, and I do think it'll be in Seattle. It'll be interesting. What do you think Donskoy looks like this year?
I think he'll be closer to what he was, kind of in years past, but not really at Colorado production levels. I know we were really bullish about him before last
Yeah,
season, but just knowing kind of what's going to be around him, I think we'll see him get maybe 2/3 of the way there. I think production wise,
yeah,
it all depends on if he's able to find chemistry with some line mates because that's just something that eluded him all of last season. Um, they're going to try some things out. Beniers is now going to be on the team full time. They're going to have one, maybe two, I would think, free agent forwards, maybe three that they'll bring in. Maybe he meshes with one of those guys. But he's going to have a lot of opportunity there. I think he's going to find some chemistry with someone.
I was gonna say. I mean, the chemistry issue was a team issue too. Like nobody really found chemistry with line mates last year. Uh, yeah, it'll be interesting. Um, Sergeant Pickles, Abs of Tampa are on opposite ends of the hockey pants drip down scale.
True.
Very, very true. Absurdly sane. Speaking of the 90s, I was just going to suggest a Zubaz style lightning print. See, I saw that and I immediately thought Zubat the Pokemon, and then I thought of Zubov the hockey player. So now
Yeah,
I
I went
gotta
Zubov first there.
so now I gotta look this up. Zubaz. Are those like those fun 90 pants? Yes, they are. Okay, I totally know what you're talking about now. Absurdly sane. Yes. See, that's what I want the lightning pants to look
Yep,
like.
that'd
Oh,
be
so
great.
good. I want them to have that fit too. Just
One of the top image results I found when I just searched it was a Cleveland Browns version.
yes, I know. I see that too. They're selling those. Interesting.
Good
Interesting.
suggestion, absurdly sane.
I'd love a special Kraken pant that has a tentacle like the Tampa Bay Bolt. Wear it with third jerseys. That would be really cool, Sergeant Pickles.
Oh yeah.
That'd be awesome. I wish they used tentacles and stuff like more. Like, why not? Because we can't see the Kraken. I know.
Mm.
Um, Donskoy had one of the worst expected goals per game in the league. I'm not sure it's bad luck, though. I have a theory about physical puck protective forwards like Donskoy having naturally inflated expected goals. It's from Striatic. I'm trying to think of how that would benefit your expected goals number.
Right.
You're going to have to let us know that one. Striatic. Either here or on the Discord.
Yep.
Um, let's see. Second period only gave up two. What? Two what?
Goals. And,
Oh yeah, that's true. They're
yeah.
improving in that sense.
Doesn't feel like it, but they
Yeah.
are.
Madero's coach should go in and say I'm not mad, just disappointed. It could work.
Yeah.
Uh,
Certainly, if Medeiros went and did that like herself, that would have that effect. Can you imagine for a Kraken game? That's the break glass in case of emergency.
yes, it would be.
Medeiros just like, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
For sure. Sergeant Pickles pep talk. Whatever you did the last two periods, not that. That would work too. And that's probably exactly what Cooper is saying too, knowing him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all right, so SJ DeBrinket's a little younger. Rexology on the DeBrinket side there. Interesting.
Hey, there we go. Chat agreeing with me.
I mean, that was probably before I like said all the stuff.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
uh, let's see. Sergeant Pickles, will we hear? When will we hear about re-signing guys like Donato, or like will we hear about that post draft? I guess normally I'd say no, but the fact that we haven't heard anything is kind of weird.
Right. I mean, certain once you have the cup final over, I think teams don't want to do any like major, kind of not major, but re-signing kind of things like when the playoffs are still going. I mean, with RFAs too, it's tough because especially on the Donato front, all of the Kraken's RFAs are arbitration eligible. So
Mm-hmm.
like, if Donato wants to, reject the qualifying offer and then, maybe he feels like he's got a good shot in arbitration or whatever, it can get close to that deadline. So I think that might be what's delaying it.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just restarting my stream. Just trying to see where we are in the intermission. Um, Striatic Donato deserves to know where he stands. I think he does know. Uh, but then to
Yeah,
Striatic's
no, I
next
mean,
one, we all
yeah.
deserve to know where Donato stands. That's where.
It's true.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you get an indication like in the exit interview and stuff like that because they have exit interviews after the season and there's no real formal conversation with the agent and everything, but you probably have a good idea of how satisfied or not the team feels with your play.
Yeah. All right, your favorite topic, RJ Hunter asking, do you guys think we'll still pursue Klingberg in free agency?
Yes, unfortunately. I the Kraken need a puck moving right shot defenseman, and I I just feel like that maybe Ron Francis likes what he sees in Klingberg, and I understand that. Like
Yeah.
he would help, he would certainly help, but I think given what he's going to cost, it would be a very bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope someone outbids the Kraken there.
Yeah. I like Surly Sane's idea. If they don't re-sign him, we storm KCI. Be down for that.
I'm with you. We can lead the banner there.
I think that'd definitely be it. And then real quick here before the third period starts, Striatic with the whole puck protection thing. So physical puck protecting forwards get themselves into high danger shooting locations, but in predictable ways. They shoot from a good spot with the defender hanging off of them and the goalie tracking it. Tracking them the whole way as opposed to off a cross seam pass into an open net. All right, I can kind of see that.
That all follows logically.
It does. It'd be interesting.
Ooh, Vasi and net to start the third.
Oh, yeah, that is interesting. It'd be interesting to really dig in and see if the numbers back that up or not. Okay, I just saw a Franken jersey. Who would be the Franken jersey?
Oh, on the stream?
Yeah, like at the game. There was someone wearing a half Lightning, half Avalanche jersey. It started with a 9. The number started with a 9. Am I like forgetting?
Oh, there it is. There 96. Well, on one side it was like full Avs 96. On the side that you could see it was Rantanen.
Interesting.
They kept both because it on the sleeve it's going to be entirely one side because the seam's not going to be on the sleeve.
Yeah.
So Rantanen was one half. The Lightning have a fin?
I saw him.
Yeah, I don't know if the Lightning have a fin.
What's like Ruda and those guys?
Ruda
Ruda's
is
not
Czech, I believe.
Yeah.
He's not Finnish.
Okay, but and there's Rantanen obviously never played for them.
No.
That's so weird.
Trying to make sense of this. Oh, that's a trip.
Do they even have anybody who wears 96?
Oh, the Lightning?
Yeah.
No. Closest is 98 Sergachev. 91 Stamkos, who just got tripped in the Lightning, are going to go to the power play.
That's a weird one.
Rantanen. Okay, so maybe it's Stamkos on the other end because Rantanen here just tripped Stamkos. So
maybe it's all coming together.
Who got a Franken jersey for this specific penalty in the third period of a blowout game?
Yep. Knowing they were gonna, that That's a heck of a penalty right there.
Yeah. Try points out. Yeah, stammering to the board's hard. Yeah.
He did. I think part of that though was also just him being like, I gotta finish the rest of this game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, what's your motivation to be really quick to get up there?
Mm-hmm. Ty
And I'm not
Stammers.
even talking about like trying to draw the penalty or anything. I'm just
Right.
talking like you
Yeah.
got to be kind of over it at this point.
Stammer's crazy durable though. Yeah, he is till he isn't.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're being sarcastic there or not, Ty.
I think that's probably yeah.
Yeah, I guess the fact that it's Ty should answer that for me.
I want Kucherov to just from that like side angle just throw one right into Kemper's pads, try and throw him off. That's what I would do.
So, I don't know. On one hand, I want to be like,
Oh
yes.
wow, that. Oh yeah. I need to be slower to react here. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was gonna say I got it. I mean, were you talking about the
It looked like it was
whiff
trickling
slapper?
along the goal line.
Oh, that one. Yeah, so I'm a little
Yeah.
behind you, I think.
Ryan Elliott, man.
I was gonna say, I feel like when we both just go quiet and sit there and wait, like probably
it's
that
more
also,
of a tell than us saying the goal
gotta
was
be
scored.
That's got to be a bigger one than the fact that it was actually scored.
Yeah.
All right,
Cale Makar, what a snipe!
Cale Makar trying to keep his name in the Conn Smythe Trophy. You know,
It's at the top of the list right now. It never moved.
Choo choo.
Just beat Vasilevsky clean.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Elliott, man.
Yep.
What? Trying to like, rub Vasilevsky's nose in it so he doesn't do this
well,
again.
I was just gonna say, like, at what point does this become a Montreal Wa situation?
I know, yeah. we're approaching that territory.
I mean, you're at least not at home.
Yeah, so that's nice. Who was with Makar on that 2-on-1? I don't even know.
I don't either.
I saw Makar was one of the two, and I didn't bother to check the other one at that point.
Tampa looking more aggressive now than they have in a long time, actually.
Yeah. Power play helps.
Yeah, but I mean, even before the Makar
yeah, no,
goal,
in the effort to like draw it and everything. Yeah, Medeiros standing up for the goalies here. Get Vasi out of there. My goalie sympathies are kicking in.
Yeah, I agree, 1000%. There's no point in leaving him in. Like I said, if anything, it's a sign of, hey, dude, we just don't want you hurt for next game. Like, we're gonna need you now, going down 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, like in a 5-0, 6-0 game, like when the team's not playing well, like it's not his fault that they're losing. Like he could be playing better, but got no goal support. I don't know how you take that one personally.
Yeah, I mean, he's been getting scored on breakaways and 2-on-1s and stuff too. It's just one of those things. Like, it was clearly not his night. But he's had issues tracking it for both games now.
He has, and I mean, maybe the idea is you keep him in trying to get right. Just get the reps and get right.
Yeah,
I mean, Cooper's talked about him getting into a rhythm, and that the time off between series is has been bad for him. You saw it in the Rangers series too, where he didn't look quite right. Mm-hmm. So maybe they just figure this guy plays better the more he plays.
I was gonna say, I gotta think that it's one of those things where he knows the player obviously better than we do, and it's entirely possible that they had the conversation during the intermission, and he said, "No, leave me in."
That's true, and
like, I want to fight through this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Bogosian hitting the weird in the forearm as his arm is up.
Is that
does not have anyone get hurt this period? Icing.
Tampa.
Can we play run clock?
Yeah, that would be nice.
We just go run clock.
Ty, you might want to slow down a little bit. I know you're super pumped up, Ty, but talking about how Tampa needs to win one so the Avs can take it at home. Mm,
Can't get too complacent there.
I don't know.
I think I saw some Rangers fans after Game 2 saying that you got to let Tampa win one so that New York can win it at home.
Well, that's insane for a conference final trophy.
Yeah.
But I would believe it because it's the Rangers.
Yep. Well, they wanted to like win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But otherwise, this is bad. I don't know. Is it our
the
fault?
goalie comments? Is it our? I mean, we did choose to stream for this game. I'm trying to like, what did we do? I don't. Well, I should have maybe seen this coming. I'll say this now because I'm sure he's probably watching right now. I talked to my dad before the stream, and he was asking predictions for the game. I'm like, oh, Tampa's gonna bounce back. I'll go 4-2 Tampa, and he's like, it's gonna be an Avs shutout. They're gonna score a couple quick right off the bat, and they're just gonna like tighten things down and keep expanding on the lead. So I should have known.
Yeah. There you go.
And hey, he called the Giants beating the Patriots in that one Super Bowl however many years ago. Weeks in advance.
Does the NHL need a GPS department? Goalie protective services. Ooh. Brutal. Can the UN put an end to this on humanitarian grounds?
Good job, chat.
Yeah. Rangers aren't this Avs team. Two, have you watched the Avs? You have to score more than 5 goals to beat them.
Yep.
Yeah, SJ, I don't think anything gets Vasi pulled.
At this point, no. Anything short of an injury.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it.
I don't know. Yeah, no, I was like, if they hit 10.
Yeah.
But at that point, there's got to be so little game left.
Mm-hmm.
What a game.
I know. All right. I mean, let's break down Striatic's physical puck protecting forwards thing more.
Okay.
Be more interesting than this game right now. Yeah, I'm like totally at a loss. I was just so jazzed for this one because that last game was so good.
I know. I thought after that last one, like, all right, we're going to get another close game. Like, that's a given, just given how close the two teams are. And, I think Tampa's probably going to edge it. And, like, now it'll be a series. They're going to make it a series. I'm going to be a lot less excited for game 3 than I was for game 2.
Yeah, just a little. Do you think? I'm trying to think if the home ice is gonna matter really, like the matchups. Do you think having last change really helps these? You deal with these problems.
I think there's too much. I mean, if you're playing like this, no, it's too much to deal with. If they play better, then last change could make a difference. I think and Cooper, as good a coach as he is, is capable of getting some sort of advantage there. I think the other thing that might shift things being on home ice is I think you're a little bit likelier to get a penalty call in your favor, and especially early in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the kind of thing that I think could shift the momentum. An early penalty call in this game really made a big difference, I think. The fact that the Avs were able to convert on that. And, let's say Tampa gets one of those their way in the first 5 minutes, and you can cobble together a power play goal, then I think everything's looking different, and you've kind of got that momentum that you need. They haven't really had a whole lot that have given there a spark. I mean, Tampa hasn't led in a game yet in this series.
Well,
we haven't seen what they can do when playing with the lead.
Yeah, obviously.
So,
yeah, and just quick shout out to Emily Kaplan's shirt. I like it. I want to know because it looks denim. I want to know if she's in the full Canadian tuxedo.
Oh, that'd be cool, wouldn't it?
That'd be really
cool.
No,
Emily Kaplan's been great.
Yeah. Let's see. Hopefully Tampa looks better on home ice. How does Tampa make it a series? Does home ice matter? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. Like, I think it'll be closer than this the rest of the games just because it kind of has to.
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna. I can't imagine we'll see another 6-0 game
I mean, maybe
in
they
this
just got to get
series.
down 3-0 so Vasilevsky's playing in an elimination game and then he can play better.
Yep. I do think if any team can come back from that 3-0 hole, of which all the ones we've seen, Tampa's got to be one of the ones that can do it.
Mm-hmm. I like Michael. So many ifs, RJ.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay have let the American people down. Striatic. Michael, we're never gonna stop giving you all grief for your abs hate. I think it's true. We've earned it. If it happens.
Certainly.
Tampa's
one thing I'm just clinging on to is like as soon as they trail in a series, as soon as they face any kind of adversity, they're done.
I know.
Just don't.
Well,
why would you ever trail? Just don't trail in a series. Yeah. That's what the dumb teams do. If you were smart, you just wouldn't trail in a series.
In a lot of ways, we could argue this is the greatest team we've seen the last 2 decades.
Yeah, you can absolutely make that case.
The empirical evidence of wins and losses would say. Let's see. There's one county in Florida that's rooting for Tampa Bay. Lol. The rest. That's good.
Yeah, right. Did Makar just get taken down in front of the net there? I gotta go look
cross.
At the replay
I see. I mean, they called the cross check.
Yeah, Palat gave him a pretty good cross check there.
Interesting. Come from Palat.
Right. I wouldn't think he'd be the guy to do that.
Unless it was just like a course of play kind of thing.
It kind of what, like, it made sense as far as, like, you know, there was like a body battle there, and I think he probably went a little harder. Mm-hmm. And you like, I feel like, you know, 10 years ago, that's not a penalty.
Oh, 2 years ago, that's not a penalty.
Yeah. So, and you know, Makar kind of stayed. Well, they called it right away, even before he stayed down.
Yeah, I think it caught Makar off guard, and he might still be feeling it from the earlier hit.
Yep. So, I was back to the power play, and they get the 7 spot.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Paul trying to do it all himself there.
Well, I mean, what else is new?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, he's had to.
Hey, it's a power play. Let's see how many times they send it over to Nathan MacKinnon there.
Yeah, McKinnon's got to be mad. He doesn't have his one-timer goal yet.
He has a goal.
How many points does MacKinnon have in this game?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I feel like he doesn't have any primary points. Might have gotten a second assist or something. I'm going to go check.
Doesn't he have a goal, RJ?
No.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of the first game.
Yeah, no, MacKinnon does not have a point in this game.
Yeah, no. They've done a good job of spreading it out for the most part.
Yeah,
they have. It's been a lot of their secondary guys.
Although it's garbage time now, so this is where he shines. They're up 6-0 in a playoff game. This is Nathan MacKinnon territory right now.
All right, all you Avs fans. Getting on RJ for
Have
hitting on
at
the
it.
Avs. There you go. He's just giving you more and more. I mean, that's really unfair, RJ, because now even if he does score, no matter how remarkable, you could just be like, well, it's garbage time. Just end to end through 10 bodies. Well, there you go. He's got an assist. Movement. Stop it, Makar. Stop doing things. You're going to steal the Conn Smythe.
Makar now on hat trick watch.
I know. He's going to steal the Conn Smythe. Hey, he's on natural hat trick watch now.
Oh, yeah.
When was the last time a natural hat trick was scored, RJ, in the cup final?
You make me look all this stuff up again.
All in one period.
I guess now I have to look in case it happens.
You know what? Early in the game, Vasilevsky does not let that goal go in. Look how like sunken in his chest is and stuff. Like he's not like, I don't know. I know.
That
Stratic
loose
up to
flap on
10.
the pad almost got a piece.
I know.
All right, time to change my tweet drafts to say Kale McCarr.
In this house, we stand the Natty Hattie. Love it, Sergeant Pickles. That'll be really interesting. I'm just saying, you'll want to know that for the tweet, RJ.
Yeah, no, I know. That's if I can add that because everyone's gonna have the whole like Forsberg hat trick thing. No
Hey,
one's gonna have the last natural hat trick.
no. Mikko Rantanen, 3 assists on 3 shots. Good for him there. What is that
All right.
in a shooting percentage? Should count for something.
Okay.
Because one of those was the
What?
pass off the pads. I thought you had something. Sounded like you did. All right, here's
No,
Chushkin.
no. I was just looking at the hat tricks thing. Now I got to go find the natural hat tricks. Thank you.
It's going to be so interesting every time Nichushkin has it because it'll be like, okay, he can get the hat trick, but now it'll feel like he's stealing something even more special away from his teammate. I love this. Madero's, nah, RJ, keep talking trash. It's working.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you guys should want me to keep talking trash.
I know.
Oh man.
How's Vasi in the game? What's the point of getting him beaten to the ground? Like I said, it just must be what they decided. Like, that's
Yep.
all I could think of. That or maybe
And
now
I'm sure.
after this commercial break, maybe there's a change, but I don't know.
Yep. I'm sure yeah, because now you have the chance to talk to him again. Because like if it was me as a coach, I would just ask him like, "What do you want to do here?"
Mm-hmm.
And you haven't really had the chance to talk to him since all this has happened now.
Yeah. No kitty be cracking.
Right.
I do not think there's a mercy rule, unfortunately.
All right, Forsberg's was not a natural hat trick. Devils won the 95 cup, right? There were no hat tricks in the 95 playoffs. All right, let's see.
The whole playoffs? Interesting.
Yeah.
Ty, I guess I type McCarr so often in caps on my iPad, it just saves it that way.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, Stratic
Montreal.
back at it. John Cooper trial at the Hague for crimes against goaltending.
Oof.
I know. Almost got a piece, as the saying goes. Only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Sergeant Pickles. You'd know better than us. Let's see. Let's see.
Oh no, I'm going through the hat tricks. There's one by Wayne Gretzky in '93, but that wasn't a natural hat trick.
Okay. Also from Sergeant Pickles, speaking of not rooting for teams, I'm starting to get very excited for the downfall of the Boston Bruins.
Yeah, we'll say it sure looks like they've got to do at least a retool at the very least.
Yep. Avs by a touchdown and an extra point from Ty. That's it. That's the one. How did it take us all so long to get there?
I know, yeah. With the 7, we should be automatic.
I think it's safe to say this crowd is very happy that they paid whatever price they paid to get into this game.
Oh yes. Oh, I mean, it's just going to be unforgettable memory. You'll never. You know what else you can see? Your team wins 7-0 in the cup final.
Remember when we were there in the building and Dylan's bold prediction came true and Vasilevsky just like fell apart?
Yeah, as every Avs fan must be saying to themselves right now. Yeah, looking back at it. Oh man. All right, I'm back to 1988. I still haven't found one.
This is okay. You could stop, RJ. It's fine. This is the other thing to keep in mind. You know, Striatic, you pointed out earlier. The Lightning were only on pace for 15 shots on goal. They're sitting on 14 right now. They got 8 minutes to get that last shot on goal.
I wonder what the lowest shot count is for a cup final game.
I don't know, RJ. Maybe finish finding the stat you're looking on first before you come up with another one. Not that these are in any way easy to find.
No, I'm just going back. There's nothing else I can do. I'm going back through playoff hat tricks because that's what Hockey Reference has.
And it doesn't say when they were?
Well, it doesn't say what round. It just shows team and opponent. So I have to just like know who the
No,
like which one
well,
was the
but
cup
that should
final.
yeah, but that should be easy because it's the only time it'll be an East-West matchup.
Well, that's what. Yeah, but like when you get back to the '80s, I'm dealing with like the Smythe division.
Yeah, that's a good
What
point.
is Edmonton? They're West, right?
Yeah. Sergeant
What is
Pickles,
what is team is CBH?
CBH.
What's the abbreviation? Columbus Blue Hackets.
I know. CBH. We're trying to. Oh, there was for Chushkin maybe. He's net front. He's waiting for it. Oh,
Right, if anyone in
he's
chat can
trying to
tell
get
us
the.
what team CBH is from the 1980s.
I feel like we should know that. Is it a? I mean,
Played the Oilers in the playoffs in 1985. I'll say that much.
85. Yeah, like it's not like the Whalers or anything. Like, oh, duh, Rexology, Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah, that's it.
This game melted our brains. Okay.
It really has.
Oh,
1980. Either of the Islanders and Bruins would have been in the Western Conference at this point, right? 1983? Or it's the Prince of Wales Conference Finals. There we go.
I love the delay and all the chats coming through for it being Chicago.
There we go. Yes.
Like it was fine when it was just the one, and now it's like five, and it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
In all
we
fairness,
kinda
when have
deserved
you
that,
ever
honestly.
like when in our lifetimes have they ever been abbreviated CBH?
Not even Elliot Friedman has done that, I think.
Yeah, okay, I'm certainly saying kind of coming to our defense. Blackhawk is one word though. That's true.
Hmm. Yep.
I mean that's why I ruled it out. I don't know about you.
Yeah, no, I mean that would make sense.
All right, Rexology saying 55 Gordie Howe is the last Natty Hattie question mark. Like think that might be it.
Okay.
So,
I should just go with that. What's your sources? How do you know this? How can you confirm? I'm back at 1980 and I don't want to have to go back to 1955.
yeah. And just because I don't want it to like disappear off my screen, the gem from Sergeant Pickles, Avs about to do what Wilson never will in Denver, win a title. Again, we're only 2 games in. I know it seems like, after this one.
Yeah.
But
I feel more confident on the Russell Wilson part.
SJ, they used to do it as 2 words. So I guess the Blackhawks just used to
Oh yeah, that's
have it
right.
be
They
2
did.
words.
No, that is correct.
Weird. Stat Head Hockey was the source, Rexology says.
Okay, thank you. Preliminary round. What is this?
All right, so there's just like a bunch of people on the ground rolling around or whatever. They look like they're having fun.
Yeah, what is? Are we gonna get fighting majors out of this?
Wikipedia says they went to 1 word in '86.
Okay.
I don't know. With
Because if we get fighting
422
majors
left,
out of this, then we got guys on Gordie Howe hat trick watch. I was reminded because of
oh
the
my
Gordie Howe
gosh.
the regular Gordie Howe hat trick
Ah.
that was brought up in chat there.
Well, no, because I guess I mean the fighting would have to be the thing that does it because there's less than 5 minutes in the game. They wouldn't be able to come back and do anything.
Well, no, but I mean, like, yeah, I guess not Gordie Howe hat trick watch. Like, one would happen just there.
Yeah. Yeah,
What a game.
Apparently, a lot of people remember the Blackhawks being 2 words. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that as soon as it was brought up. I like, oh yeah, I remember. But it's definitely before my time of anything that I remember. Firsthand, anyway.
Yeah, and then I think Ty pointing out with Makar being a defenseman too. Like if he
Uh-huh.
was to get it, like
Oh boy, do I have to look at the last defenseman to get a natural
I
hat
mean
trick in the
that's
Stanley Cup final? All right, when did Bobby Orr do it?
I was gonna say that is definitely something. All right,
That would be the ESPN stat that they would throw out there.
stat head hockey.
Yeah, see if you can.
I was gonna say you're probably in a better spot than me. Oh, I don't subscribe for one.
Oh yeah, see that's the thing. I tried going on Stathead Hockey and then it would it had the subscription thing. Sorry,
So
Addict subscribe to Stathead Hockey?
Rexology.
Oh, Rexology, sorry.
So if you're subscribed Rexology and that's how you know, like, awesome. Thank you. Yeah. So broadcast already moving on, trying to promote the boxing match coming up.
Yep.
I know it's
Game
been
three.
it's
Yep.
been rough for us. I won't blame the Espen you know, play by play and stuff for this one.
No, definitely not.
Not
It's
given a lot to work with.
nope. This kind of game. I guess it's spoiled in game one, I guess. Man.
Rexology said, I don't. I followed a Reddit link that showed the info along with subscribe link.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. I suppose I trust it then, especially given that I'm back down to 1965.
Yeah, I think that's legit. Most goals allowed in any game of his career for Vasilevsky.
Oh, okay. I am surprised he hadn't, or it's tied for, right? He's got to have allowed 7 at some point.
In
No.
his NHL career?
Yeah.
Why would he have
He's
ever
played so
allowed
many
7?
games. He's
Yeah,
played
but
so many games. It's bound to happen at some point, no?
no, normally guys get pulled before they allow 7 goals.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. That I'm like, I feel like the Lightning have given up 7 at some point where he was in net. Oh, you're right.
I don't think these unique Stanley Cup finals got to leave him in circumstances have played out for him before.
No.
All right.
Oh man.
I think so. Jack Johnson's going back to the locker room.
You should put Elliott in with just like a minute to go.
Darren Helm's
Just
going
throw
back
a-
to the locker room.
Okay.
So that they were given fighting. All right, let me just open up the NHL app. That'll tell me. Duh.
Okay.
It looks like the Lightning will have a power play.
All right. So yeah, they got the extra. Okay.
Where's that? It just says Alex Newhook minor. Alex Newhook minor. That's all I've got on the NHL app.
Okay. See, the NHL app. I found the NHL app has actually been pretty bad this playoffs as far as updating things
I mean,
right away.
it's always been bad. Like, how
But
many
I'll
years?
check it. Sometimes it just gets stuck like a period ago or something, not updating
Yeah.
the score. It's
I was gonna say it's actually worked remarkably well throughout the course of this season compared to years past.
that's true. Yeah.
Remember when the columns would get all messed up?
Oh yes, you'd slide across for the stats and it wouldn't track.
Yeah.
I just manually confirmed the last natural hat trick was Gordie Howe.
Okay. Ty, so my goals of the final count is already in trouble. Lol. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think of that. What did I go with? I think I went with 42.
I think I went with 40 something. It might have been 45.
What are we at now?
14.
Yeah. 7 and 7.
Certainly, if the series goes short, I had it being a longer series.
Right. Lightning power
I noticed
play.
some people went with like 20 or 18 or whatever as their goals in the finals.
I was just gonna say, Striatic, shot number 15.
Hey, shot number 15. Hooray. Good job, Tampa. You did it.
16. I know. They did it. They beat their pace. They did. They progressively got better as the game went on.
Cooper talking about that afterward. Look, if you dive into the numbers, we progressively got better as the game went on.
All these people with the goal counts in the 20s.
I know there are a lot of people. It won't come down to that, I think, for the win anyway. It's down
No,
to 2 people in our.
Yeah, and it's just down to whoever takes the cup, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That 1 person for each. Corey Perry
there
sliding
you go.
into the net.
There you go. I was gonna say that's your Corey Perry moment there, RJ.
Like clockwork. Okay, Vasilevsky, just dangle him. Okay. If he did like a sweep between the legs dangle around Cogliano, it makes up for everything.
Everything. That's all anybody would talk about after this game, I'm sure.
Yep. That's why you leave him in there.
Yes.
I give him a chance to do that. Ryan Elliott's not going to do that for you.
No.
What's sad is it looks like Tampa's still actually trying on the power play.
They are. A nice TikTok ad there. Chipotle on the other side.
Oh, Sergachev trying the sifter.
I mean,
did you hear about that? I think that was 32 Thoughts. Maybe it was the Jeff Merrick show. We were talking about the sifter. A scout said that was like out of junior was watching Sergachev, and he's like, well, no, he's got this shot. It's like not really a snapshot, not really a wrister. It's like a sifter, kind of like gets through traffic or whatever.
Nice. I mean, that's an accurate description.
Yep. Scouts are great, aren't they, Dylan?
Yes, they really are.
They'll throw something like that at you.
Yes. We don't appreciate them enough.
It's true.
All right. Is that Perry that Kemper just tripped?
Oh, it might. Here, I got to go back.
I think it'd be great if it was.
That's great. Just throw the stick out there.
I mean, because he went out of his way to trip him.
And you know what? I feel like it's justified at this point.
Oh, yeah, totally. It's fine. I got no problem with it. It's just funny. You got to love that he's so not concerned with getting scored on at this point that he's just doing that.
Yep. Where did that puck even go? So, Dylan, takeaways. How you feeling about Game 3?
I'm a little less excited for it than I was about this one. I can tell you that. I still think it'll be worth watching to see how Tampa responds because, they've responded before. We've never seen them get punched in the mouth though like this. So I'm interested to see this one, the next one. But if Tampa can't come out in the first 10 minutes and do anything, it's over.
Agreed. Yeah, I think I honestly if they can even just weather the storm and like look halfway decent and just get out of it 0-0, I like their odds. But especially being at home. It's, if this happens again, like the first 10 minutes repeats itself, I think that we'll be seeing the end of a dynasty. Yeah.
Yes, Sergeant Pickles asking if I ever came up with some nifty scouting lingo, and Ty pointing out the Scooby-Doo feet. Yeah, my whole Scooby-Dooing it for the guys that their legs are moving a ton, but they're not going anywhere. Those guys with those choppy strides. That's what it looks like. Those old Scooby-Doo cartoons where they start running and then they go.
Yeah, I think that might be my favorite of yours. Scouting lingo.
I've called players a robot before. Just because they're like the person who will like pick the safest option no matter what. Like even if it's
just hardwired to do that.
Yeah, like even if it's time. I referred to a defenseman that way. Portland actually drafted them. Trying to think of some of the other stuff. I know I had some things. I don't know. I feel like I'll use them in the videos a little bit. I feel like this mock draft, as I've been scripting and recording that, the mock draft, I get a lot more flavorful with the language. Talking about stuff, and it's a lot more loose and fun.
Mhm.
poking fun at things.
It's going to be a great watch.
Yeah, it should be.
Uh,
So
Largest shutout win in Cup final history, second largest,
second largest.
behind the Penguins over the North Stars.
Yeah. Perfect description of how I skate. Yeah, it's a good one. Um, let's see. Johnny Chaz in chat. I know it was a rough game for Tampa, but who you guys think was the best player tonight for the Lightning? That's a good question.
Does any single player stand out to you in a positive way on the Lightning?
No, so I was just going to start naming guys that didn't stand out to me at all because that's better than the alternative. So
Yep.
I
I'm going to go with
Nick,
Alex Killorn.
I was going to
I
say
think he
Nick
played. I
Paul.
think he played well tonight.
Yeah, they did all
Paul.
right. There was plenty of times where the only time the Lightning for an entire period would have possession was when the Belmar Maroon Perry line was out there. I don't think Perry contributed a ton there, but I think Pat Maroon played all right.
Yeah.
Brian Elliott from Mixology.
Yeah, there we go. Brian Elliott. Yep.
Yes. Let's see. Ignoring the game and looking at finals hat tricks, the 1955 series had 3 hat tricks. Ted Lindsay with the Natty Hattie, Bernie Jefferin with a non-natural fours.
Dates.
Oh, okay. I was like, 4 games a game, 4 goals a game 7.
April 5th, April
how,
7th, and April 10th.
And how on the 10th? Oh, I mean, yeah, but like back then, I guess that kind of tracks. I'm surprised, like
Although
in the
you look
70s
at like the
and
decade
stuff.
after that, and there were like the 70s, very few playoff
Yeah.
hat tricks, very few. There's a bunch more now than there used to be.
Yeah. Sergeant Pickles, studs, abs, duds, lightning, easy day. For sure. Did I miss it? Did we see if Kaplan was wearing jeans with the shirt? Was there a wider angle?
I don't think there was.
Bummer.
Oh wait, it looks like she might be.
Yes, absurdly sad. I did know that his grandson played baseball for the M's. Back when I did my yelling at the ref site, I did a bunch of stuff about all those old players and stuff, and I talked about that actually. Not that any of you would know that. I don't know. I'm like saying that, like, you know, I did that on this. I did that on this thing. Like, just go, you know, get through all the page 404 screens, and you'll find it.
If you hit the article about how not signing Alexander Frolov was a mistake for the Kings, you've gone too far.
Exactly. I got to see if I have any of those anywhere, like saved on backed up on some hard drive or something. Any chance Kraken can ever draft a defenseman like Makar? He's incredible to watch. I mean, is there a chance? Yes. Is it likely to happen? No, because there's like one of those guys every decade, or every 2 decades even.
And he's not in this draft. Zero chance in this draft.
Yeah. Let's see, I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything there. Darcy is back. Yeah, so I mean, we held off talking about the shutout because I didn't want to jinx it. But how about that shutout?
I mean, it's in some ways it's tougher when you're not seeing a lot of consistent action. Certainly when the goal is like being perfect. You know, it might be easier to not allow very many goals when you're not facing that much action. But to get the shutout and be perfect at every chance, because it could be easy for one to just kind of squeak by you when you haven't seen a shot in however long. We saw that with Philip Grubauer a lot this season for the Kraken. It could be tough. But Kemper stayed focused and engaged the whole game. You know, even at the very end too, you know, tripping Corey Perry, like he was in it the whole time.
Yeah, I mean he was in the game within the game, that's for sure. It was a good game. I thought it was the right decision for the Avs to go with him for this series. I think it's he's there and he's going to be their guy for the next little bit. It'll be interesting to see overall, regardless of how the rest of the series goes, just kind of what this Avs roster has to go through this offseason.
Really interesting to see kind of where you pick. You know, you pick your spots where you try and keep guys versus get rid of guys. Because Kemper is an upcoming UFA.
Yep. So it's going to be interesting. Let's see. Sergeant Pickles, don't know if I've ever seen such a big blowout that I didn't think was totally the goalie's fault. Yeah, I mean, it's a real team effort on this one.
Yep,
Uh,
100%.
let's see. Flavorful language is what you get when a screenwriter does the scouting reports. Winterhawks like language. They did. They did like it. Always made him chuckle. McCard still has the beard going, lol. And SJ gotta respect McCar's dedication to a bad bit and trying to have a beard.
Yes, as someone who has done that before, you got to respect it.
Yep. And then Sergeant Pickles, will Winterton make the roster? I think he's still another year or so out.
Agreed. Doubtful, especially with how much time he's missed over the last 3 years. He needs another season of junior. I think it'd be best for him.
Yeah, and then he might even need some AHL time
Yep.
along the way. I also think the Kraken are kind of deep down the middle in a way. Like it's
Can
not that
afford
they're
to take
yeah,
it slow. Yeah.
it's not that they're like deep because they have so many great options. It's just there's a lot of bodies between him and ice time at that position.
True.
Absurdly saying the denim jacket is very mid 70s. She should have white bell bottoms to complete the look. All right, so it's either that or jeans. Those are the only two acceptable things. Let's see. I was thinking AHL for Winters there for Ty. Yeah, I mean he's got another year of
Old enough?
eligibility, right?
Yeah.
Was he an overager?
Oh, he was like 17.
Okay.
He's 18 right now.
Okay, then yeah, no, he's gonna go back.
Yeah. So he'll still be 18 when the season starts.
Yeah.
Just turn 19 when the season starts.
Yeah. I know you're partly making a joke there, Striatic, with Kaplan's wardrobe third star of the game, but I think we talked more about her wardrobe than we did about like Victor Hedman.
Yeah.
Kale
Yeah, when was the last time we
Sergachev.
said his name? Yep.
Like there's a lot of Kucherov.
Yeah, he
Like-
was invisible.
Yeah. Ty, 19-year-olds are the WHL. There's a lot of them. I felt like Seattle's roster is pretty young though. Like I felt
Certainly compared to some of those teams they were facing in the playoffs.
yeah, like
You noticed how much younger they were.
yeah, I was like, oh, okay, this team's just like kind of a little ahead of schedule. Like good for them getting the experience in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, all right, let's do a last call here at 8 o'clock. Thank you to everybody who stuck with us through that game.
I know. It's one of those, if not on a stream, I might have just kind of turned the channel over, done something else, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, really appreciate you sticking with us.
Yeah. Perry and Elliot talked about the most. Probably Sergeant Pickles. That feels right. That definitely feels right. Ty, teams that are winning are loaded with powerful 19-year-olds. Yeah, I mean, and it's kind of always that way. Like, unless you have, like, a really dominant team with a really dominant system, like the Winterhawks for that brief stretch where they were just in the conference or in the finals every year, and it just no matter who it was, they were just cycling through the system. It's kind of that way. You'll get a good core together, and then they just kind of go through together. Yes, You're welcome, Rexology. Ty, I can imagine you got to be tired from celebrating so much. That being said, I don't know that you're a person who ever really gets tired.
Yeah, I wouldn't surprise me. Just keep on going.
Sergeant Pickles, had a great time hanging out with everybody. Got to go downtown Tacoma and get some adult sodas for a friend's birthday. All right, well, have fun with that, Sergeant Pickles. Should be fun. Kitty B. Kraken, thanks for doing the game. Always fun. You're welcome. It was fun. We'll have to do it again. I mean, we'll see. I mean, maybe we'll see how Game 3 goes, and then
we'll see how Game 3 goes. That's another one like this one. Maybe we just kind of let Game 4 play out.
Yeah, or we'll do a nice like one period stream.
Yep. Still in contention.
Yes, Ty. To be honest, I was more excited at the last Kraken home game than I've been ever hockey-wise. Wow, interesting. You're welcome to everybody else. Thanks, Dev Guy, for the kind words there. That's gonna do it for this one. We'll see you all next time.